This episode of the Deep Thinkers podcast is brought to you by Bright Island Outreach. Bright Island Outreach is a group of individuals, many of them dentists or dental professionals, that go down into the Dominican Republic multiple times a year. They are networked with local dental schools down there, and so they take dental students that are from the DR or going to school in the DR, and they take mobile dental units and go into these impoverished areas to provide pro bono work for the good people there who otherwise wouldn't have access to good dental care. They start with education and they teach them about oral hygiene. They also do fillings, extractions, root canals, and cosmetics. So they do a nice wide variety of procedures to take care of the people down there. Like I said, they go down there multiple times a year. So it's not like they're just showing up and providing a service one time and then disappearing into the wind. They take care of these people down there and they make sure that they get the repeated dental work that they need. 100% of all the donations given to Bright Island Outreach goes to the cause. So the people that are working for it don't make any money off this. They just get out of it what they put into it, and it always makes you feel good to serve people and help other people, particularly when those people can't help themselves. So if you're looking for a charity to donate to, this is a great cause. All your money that you give will go to the cause. And if you want to get involved a little further, say if you have an adventurous spirit and you want to go down to the Dominican Republic with this group, they also let you do that. Dr. Eric has been doing this since he was a child. His dad is a dentist, and so his family would often do these trips, so he's well versed in experiences like these. So check them out at brightislandoutreach.org. This episode of the podcast is also brought to you by Maracaba Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Andre Maracaba has been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for 24 years. He's from Brazil originally. He moved to Arizona 7 years ago and has been coaching at Power MMA until it recently shut its doors. Andre is an excellent coach and a great human. I highly recommend anybody who wants to get involved in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to reach out to him. His last name is spelled Maracaba, and he's on Facebook. You can either reach out to him personally or like his Maracaba BJJ group. 2017 was a very good year for Andre's team. It was the first time he ever took the state championship in both the kids and adults. So he's who I train with, and he's my instructor. He's my friend, and he is an excellent coach and an excellent human. If you have kids, Andre is an excellent kids coach. He's also great with adults. If you're looking for a new gym, if you're experienced, it's great to come. If you're totally rookie, totally green, have never done jiu-jitsu before, that's fine too. Pretty much my case. I had had a little bit of experience with it, but not for 20 years, and definitely not enough that I could call on and have not enough to give me a head start in anything. But I'm loving it. Andre's a great coach. And this episode of this podcast is brought to you by Maracaba BJJ. This episode of the Deep Thinkers podcast is brought to you by Crandall Pest Control. Crandall Pest Control is a family business that was founded in 2002. They have over 36 years combined experience on their team. They specialize in scorpions and termites. They do a lot of general pest. They do bee removal, rodents, and weed control. So if you have some weeds popping up in your lawn when your pest control guy comes by, he can get those for you. What makes them unique is their 7-step service plan. When they show up, you have a problem with pests. They have the solution, but they don't know what the problem is until they get there. So they listen to the problem, evaluate what needs to be done, and then go from there. Then they knock down all your spider webs so that your house looks nice. It doesn't look like you have pests every time. That's usually a good indicator if if you have bugs, if you have spider webs, because those spiders are living there, they're hanging out, they're making homes, and they need something to eat. They dust the block walls and cracks and crevices. This helps with general pest control, or this helps with pest control in general, but it also helps with scorpions. A lot of people will try to use diatomaceous earth when they do this themselves. That is fine. It's just that the moment it gets wet, it's rendered useless. So, and that can be as little moisture as your morning dew. So they have a dust that's specific for scorpions, and also one that's for general pest. And they kind of go at your cracks in your walls and the little crevices in your home and things like that. They dust the entry points of your home. Now, amateurs will just dump pest control or insecticide in mass around their home. You'll see trails around the house in a lot of cases. Where pest control professionals know where bugs are going to go, and so they put as little insecticide as they can, with it still being enough to be effective. So they know how to apply it and where to apply it, so it does the best job. They spray the fence line and the walkways. They do the perimeter of your home, and then they'll granulate problem areas. So if you have a section of your property that's got a lot of ants or a lot of roaches, then they can drop some granules there to kind of take care of it. So if you call Crandall Pest Control, you can reach out at crandallpestcontrol.com. When you speak with them, mention the Deep Thinkers podcast, and you will get $30 off your first general pest or scorpion treatment. Again, mention the Deep Thinkers podcast, and they'll go ahead and drop your bill down $30 for that first time. Thank you very much, Planet Earth. Hello, Planet Earth. We are here in the lab today with the one and only Jake Watson.
Actually, no, more than one Jake Watson.
Yeah, but there's only one.
There's only one cool
one
Jake
powerhouse
Watson.
Jake Watson.
Yeah. You want to hear a funny story? Actually, this is before we start. I just want to say, there was this mountain biker named Jake. His name was Jake Watson. They called him Earthquake, and he died December 5th. My birthday is December 6th.
Wow,
that's scary.
That's a little creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the reincarnation of a mountain biker.
Yeah. Do you have any other famous folk that you're the namesake of?
Oh, man, I hope not. That'd be way too much.
I
have way too many shoes to fill in that case. You know what I mean?
The only famous namesake named Jesse Smith is that guy from Ink Master that everyone hated.
Man, actually, I haven't seen the show, but I heard about, I remember hearing one time somebody complaining, about a TV show. My dad or something like that was like, man, this Jesse guy's dumb. And I was like, yeah. And I looked, and it was Jesse Smith. But I actually, now that you say that, I remember that face. I didn't remember it before.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny, though.
I've maybe watched 20 minutes of the show, but over years and years. And when I started releasing content on YouTube, there's a born-again Christian preacher named Jesse Smith, and then this guy.
All the Jesse Smiths are coming together.
Yeah,
it's like Rick and Morty with the Council of Ricks.
Right,
just a bunch of Jesse Smiths. Oh,
nice. Well, if that's the case, Arizona was settled by a Jesse N. Smith.
No way.
Yeah, a polygamous Mormon.
That is
that
crazy.
I'm named after.
Wow.
Right down my bloodline.
So you're named after the.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're like.
That would make sense. I thought it was a coincidence. I was like, oh my gosh.
Like 200 other people are named him after that guy,
wow.
In northern Arizona too. So
cool.
Yeah, man, people would be like Jesse Noble Smith, and the polygamist is Jesse Nathaniel Smith, but my mom's maiden name is Noble.
Okay.
And so they'd be like, Jesse N. Smith, huh? Are you related to, and I'd be like, yes. And they'd be like, did you know? And I'd be like, let me stop you there. We are not cousins, bro. My parents have dragged me to 5 family reunions a year, every year of my life as a kid. I know I've at least met all my cousins.
Really?
Don't know you from Adam, dude. Sorry, we're not cousins. We may share a common ancestor, but we're not related.
Jesus, that sounds.
I got it all the time, dude. All the time.
My name is probably the most simple sounding name in the whole world.
Yeah.
Jake Michael Watson.
Yeah.
It's literally 3. It just rolls off the tongue. When I was in school, no one would call me Jake, or because there were so many Jacobs. My name's not Jacob. My birth name is just Jake. That's one thing that I have to explain to people every time I meet them. Like, oh, hey, Jacob, come here. I'm like, hey, you watch it.
Don't get me into that Jacob Black Twilight bullshit. This is just straight up Jake.
You call me Jacob one more time, you lose your tongue, all right? And then they would eventually people just started calling me Watson, or they call me Jake Watson.
Or Watts.
People would rather call me Jake Watson than Jake. I swear, you can talk to some people that I used to know in school. They will meet me, be like, "Oh my gosh, Jake Watson." I'm like, do you know any Jakes anymore?
I actually have a friend that I worked with at Pete's, and he went to high school with you. And he's like, "You know Jake Watson?" And
Yeah,
I'm like,
you showed me
I
the picture.
do.
Yeah, I knew that guy too.
Yeah, he's a great. His name's Jake also. Jacob. Well, he's Jacob. But,
Exactly.
But we
See,
call him Jake.
There's a higher there's a tier. All right. So there's Jake. The name Jake, whether it's a nickname or a name, defines what class you're in. I am in the upper echelon elitist
the top
class
tier.
because I took away the ub. There's no ub in Jake.
Right.
There is just Jake. All right. And at the end of the day, when they're looking through the sea of Jacobs and they see the lone Jake, they're gonna call on me.
Absolutely,
And I'm gonna be the one that leads them through the light.
You're like Jacob, the great I am. Jake.
This is a really weird way to start off a podcast.
Yeah, but we're homies, man. Like,
for sure.
As you come on
time.
here, you come on here, people are gonna have to put up with a lot of our small talk.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
you know, and a lot of our inside jokes that we may or may not tell you the punchlines to. You just
you'll
reach
get them
out.
eventually.
Tell you what, we don't tell you a punchline to an inside joke. You follow Jake and I on Twitter. Reach out and ask us the question. Tag us both. Maybe you'll get it.
Okay. If you follow Jesse on Twitter, you're gonna get actual good stuff. My Instagram is super business. Like, hey man, this is me fighting. These are pictures. These are promotions. Boom. Instagram is a business. Facebook athlete page, business. Facebook, business. YouTube, business. Twitter is just a bunch of random crap. Like me complaining about, no, Jake, you can't eat cake. Don't do that. And I'm just like.
By the way, if you're not following Jake on social media, on every form of social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, do yourself a favor and subscribe to Jake's stuff.
Subscribe to my stuff.
Yeah, he's got a he is humble, but I will tell you now, this man has a very, very bright jiu-jitsu career ahead of him.
I'm doing my best.
And man, I've been around a lot of athletes in my day. You know, I competed in Olympic lifting in high school. There was there was a lot of college athletes that would come around. You know, one of my roommates up in Utah is Corey Dodds, and now he's a high school football coach. By the way, his program was 0-25 when he got that job. They hadn't won a game in 3 years.
Oh my gosh!
Won his first game. And I think his second game
that's
too.
Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
Right
well.
No, wait. What is that? What is a movie that was? Like the lost.
Remember the Titans? Yeah, it was.
Remember the Titans?
Remember if Denzel loses one game, he's out.
He's fired. Yeah. I was thinking Goon. You ever seen Goon? With Sean William Scott?
No.
And they hadn't won a game forever. Then he comes on the team and beats the crap out of the guy, and then they win.
I'm gonna have to watch that. I've heard it's funny though.
Hilarious movie.
Yeah, I've heard.
But going back to what you were saying.
About so basically, what he did is he brought in a bunch of Utah football players to be his coaches, you know, and so they've just been crushing it. But I would hang out with his buddies, you know, and I would always feel so short and like chubby when I would hang out with those guys. But yeah, I've been around a lot of athletes, man, and you have a focus that is right up there with any high performance athlete.
I am. It was pretty much. It was actually recently that I even tried to step myself up even a little bit further, just doing stuff at home, going the extra mile. I tried to just, you know, as if I was living alone with my parents, like taking care of myself and their needs the best way I can.
Right.
So that at the gym, I can work, you know, hard without ever having to come home. Like some simple stuff like waking up and making your bed really changes the course of your day.
Right.
Like I'm already thinking about doing things the right way when I wake up. And then if I have a bad day, I come home to a made bed. And I actually saw that I saw that in a YouTube video of a former drill sergeant.
Yeah, I've seen the clip. It's great.
You saw the clip. It's great. Yeah. And I thought about it. I was like, man, that's really smart. And I see all these athletes that have so many followers and stuff. I spoke about this last time I was on the show. They have so many followers, and they're out there, they're losing, and like they're just, you know, they eat In-N-Out burgers and all the time. Like, I love me an In-N-Out burger. But
it's
you're
like
not
that
gonna
movie
catch me
Warrior.
that.
This food is for old men and losers.
Okay, maybe, or 19-year-olds that are taking the weekend off.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But like, shoot, if I get an In-N-Out burger tonight, I'm not gonna be like, I'm gonna post on social media about it. I'm gonna be like on my Twitter, of course, because again. It's crap. I'll post a picture of my In-N-Out burger and probably a video of me eating it in slow motion. But
I love following athletes. I love combat athletes and stuff too. But one thing that kind of drives me nuts with UFC fighters, and I'm not disparaging anyone, with straight jiu-jitsu athletes, I don't seem to see this as much. but with UFC fighters, I'll see it, and particularly women's UFC fighters, is show me some videos of you working out. Show me some videos of you in the gym. Like, I'm following you because you're a fighter. Like, I want to see some pictures of you hitting the bag. I want to see some pictures of you in a roll. Like, it's great that you like to go fishing. It is awesome that you got a new bathing suit. Post as many pictures as you want in that, girl, but please post some pictures of you in the gym.
Please post more.
Please post more.
Oh my God!
As
you
we
can
get
go
really
super
close
low.
into the
you
mic
can get
there.
really low. I'm trying to
Yeah.
avoid the pop, like the, but that was
I've
was low.
I've got a growl.
That's definitely.
Yeah,
I'm feeling. I understand how women could feel now.
Yeah, every now and again, a lot of women tell me I have a very nice voice, very pleasant voice, and it's a weird compliment because it's something that like I was born with.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
It's like
so
thank you for the observation.
Yeah,
almost
it's like someone saying you have amazing eyes. It's like thanks.
Or it's like it's just like, oh, thank you for the observation. Like, how do you say thanks? To that?
Right. But the weirdest compliment is girls will be like, you should do phone sex. And I'm like,
all right.
I don't even know how to get started on that. Like is there an interview process?
You go on Google.
I guess. Yeah, I can find it. Yeah.
How do I apply for a job as a phone sex hotline?
As a male phone sex operator.
The guy who answers the phone just like, hey, baby, welcome to the phone sex hotline. You looking for a job or you looking for some work?
The worst thing that could happen, though, is like I get that job and I'm making the coin and someone's like, do you do a podcast? I'm like, no, wrong number, bye. You know?
Like, you can't have two businesses.
Yeah.
I can't have my snuff business and this business at the same time. It's horrible.
Yeah. I can't be peddling smut and
this is why
with the same voice.
I post nothing about anything other than fighting. Because even if I'm doing I don't do anything dumb or stupid anyway.
Right.
But if I do something minutely out of the ordinary, somebody could take that out of context, especially the more famous I get. And then all of a sudden it's like, wow, Jake went to this club with people. Oh, he must not be training hard.
And Jake Watson must be partying every weekend.
Oh, he's not a role model for my kids. It's like, oh, geez, man, I got dragged there.
It was my 21st birthday, guys. Leave me alone.
I didn't even drink.
Oh, man. Yeah, and you'll experience that more and more, man. Like, as life goes on and your following gets larger and larger. I mean, this is your first time placing at Worlds, right?
Okay, so this last time I placed at Worlds, I got third.
Right.
The year prior, and then the year prior to that, I did not place. But the year before that, Worlds 2016, I lost my very first fight to a guy he's now a black belt. His name's Calwan Barbosa, and he played a super smart game and something that I was prepared for, but not on that scale to where he was so insistent. It was 50-50. And if you're a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner listening to this podcast and you are aware with what 50-50 is, you can understand that my tone is raising right now in frustration.
Well, explain to the novices what 50-50 is.
So, if you are a white belt and you are like, 50-50, what's that? I'm going to explain it. It's basically you take a big rotten apple, all right, and you cut it up into little pieces, all right, and you take the skin off and you mush it in, and you mix in with that apple some Marmite, and you put it in a blender.
How do you even know what Marmite is?
Because I saw some videos.
Okay, I used to eat Marmite in England
Marmite's
regularly.
Disgusting.
It's gross.
It's really gross. Why would you eat that anyway?
A lot of butter, a little Marmite, and it's not bad. I'm talking
not bad and good. There's a fine line there.
I was trying to immerse myself in the British culture.
You might as well just buy a gay porn and drink some tea, bro.
Yeah, that would have been against the mission rules, though.
But 50-50 is grinding a rotten apple, taking some Marmite, blending it up, adding some Mentos and Diet Coke, watching Jack and Jill by Adam Sandler, and
a train wreck.
Yeah. And eating what you just blended. That's what 50-50 is like.
Now, as a white belt, my amount of time in 50-50 is limited. We can't do leg locks or foot locks. So
well, okay. So just to elaborate or to go back to what I was saying, that's not true. Okay, 50-50 is
really
not horrible.
Okay.
I used to think that was 2016 Jake right there.
Yeah, I just get worked whenever I've been in it.
I've realized that 50-50 is simply it's simply frustrating. And if you allow, but the thing is about 50-50 is it's like quicksand. If you move and you fight it way too hard blindly, you're gonna die. You're gonna get sucked into the quicksand. So you have to take a very you have to stay calm. You're in 50-50. You have what he has. That's why it's called 50-50. All right. It's like if I'm shaking your hand, you're grabbing my hand the same way I'm grabbing your hand.
Right.
You can do exactly to me what I can do to you. All right. So basically, I'm locking your leg in the same position that you're locking my leg.
So basically, you're sitting down and your legs are facing each other, and your legs are kind of tangled up. And that's what 50-50 is.
But again, they have what you have.
Right.
And what he did was when I would escape the 50-50, he'd pull my other leg through. And I can't really I can't articulate exactly what an escape that I was using from 50-50 was. But he was very good about forcing the other side, and I was stuck in 50-50 for around 4 minutes out of a 7-minute match, and that was very frustrating. And at the end of the day, I learned a lot from that fight. It was a big learning experience because it was the very first fight at Worlds. I had just come off of a second place performance at Pans, which was the second largest tournament in the world. This one was the first one, and I was riding a hot head of steam. I was winning tournaments, and I was like, man, this is good. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna win Worlds now. I'm gonna win Worlds. I'm gonna do better because I felt like a better fighter, and I was a better fighter than I was at Pan Am's. But then I just got I got that tough draw. That guy went all the way to the finals, and I don't like saying that necessarily.
But it's important to note, though.
It's important to note because hey, I could have had an easy bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Like Worlds, okay, not an easy bracket. I don't like to say easy. Rather a clean bracket.
Right.
Okay, Worlds 2017, I had a clean bracket. I fought a guy, first match that I already fought before. I was rest assured that if I play right and I play well, I'm going to beat this guy. Second match, I submitted the guy in 7 seconds. Third match, I submitted the guy, I wasted so much energy in that fight. It actually paid dividends later, which was not cool. I should have calmed down in that fight. But regardless, I submitted him. And fourth fight, submitted him. Fifth fight, submitted him. It was 5 submissions, so I'm riding this crazy train of adrenaline and let's go, I'm gonna submit everybody, I'm gonna win Worlds.
I am the baddest man alive.
Yeah, dude, I was honestly on that crazy, metaphorical cocaine hit, and I was like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then I had 40-minute wait, and I started feeling tired, started feeling the effects of how much I was fighting.
Adrenaline started to wear off. Yeah.
And then I went into that final fight, and the adrenaline kicked back up again. I was like, let's go. And I almost caught him, but I just couldn't reel it together. And I firmly believe that is because I grappled foolishly.
Yeah.
Andre likes to reiterate this whenever I, say, man, it'd be so cool to submit everybody. He's like, what happened? What is the difference between winning Worlds by submitting everybody and winning Worlds by not submitting everybody? By winning by 1 advantage? The answer is nothing.
Right.
And that's frustrating sometimes to realize, but it's not. Because I could have went to Worlds, and against this third opponent, who I will now explain why that was frustrating. My third opponent in the tournament, his name I don't even remember, but he was a judo black belt from Japan. All right,
Gotcha.
All the way from Japan. Like the guy in the country on the scoreboard, it was a red dot. I was like, man, this guy's flew all the way out here from Japan.
Wow.
And he was super strong, super explosive. Like I would get him in close guard, he'd stand up right away, and it was a hard fight. But in the first minute, I took his back and got 4 points.
Okay.
Because I did a bit and bull, took his back, got 4 points, and I was like, man, all right,
cool,
we're in a good position.
Here. Yeah, okay.
He stood up, peeled me off. So I was like, man, if I would have just been able to hold that position, stay a lot more patient, just breathe, and then when he's, doing all this stuff, passing my guard, doing all that, I could have just relaxed, defended my guard. But the whole time, I was going for the submission. The whole time, I'm matching his pace because I don't know why, but I wanted it so bad.
Here's why. You're 19.
Yeah, I am.
You're
but
young,
now,
you're aggressive, you're full of juice, and you've got the taste of blood in your mouth so strong that you just want to go out there and crush it.
I will say though, I like that. That was poetic, but but I will say that I actually have forced myself to change a lot.
Right.
And I took that in full stride. I was happy with my performance at Worlds. I wasn't satisfied.
Right.
I was happy. I was like, man, I got third in the world. I was the only American in top 60 of the bracket.
Yeah.
All right, so that's nuts. Like
that's
everybody
huge.
else was Brazil, Japan, other places. I was the only American. Every other American washed out. I was like, man, where the heck are all my homies? You know what I mean? Like, America,
gotta
bro.
hold it down for the white
Come on,
boy.
you know, not even the white boy, just the American man, you know? Everybody, we already got a bad rep anyway, man. Come on, like, at least be good at jiu-jitsu. But, and then I made it to I made it to semifinals. And then I remember after losing, I was like, the guy was very good who I lost to. His name was Mauricio Oliveira. And he had a good bull pass, and he was doing so good the whole fight. He wore me out, and I remember looking at his matches and thinking, man, this guy is grappling so smart. It's like, if I would have done that, I would have beat him. Because I do believe I'm a better grappler.
Right.
But I think he was just a better competitor.
That day.
I'm a better grappler, he's a better competitor.
Yeah, that day.
Even maybe now. I'm working on it.
But you don't know.
I know, that's why, but I'm saying
you
that's why I
only
say
know
maybe.
when you go up against that guy.
Of course.
So the next time you see that guy or the next time you go up against him, now you have something to measure that against.
Of course, and I know that I will grapple him much, much differently.
Right.
Much differently. I've always believed that I'm going to come back stronger. I always do. For me, grappling him was nice. I kept in touch with him. I was like, hey, you did awesome. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I learned, I'm learning Portuguese. Spoke a little bit of Portuguese with him, and he really liked them.
Yeah.
Crazy. Brazilians really like it when Americans speak Portuguese to them because it's like, man, he respects my culture.
Yeah, I think it's a respect thing. Yeah.
I think it is a bit of a respect thing, and I very much enjoy Brazilian culture.
Well, and I think a lot of times Americans have I lived in England and Wales for 2 years, and a lot of the Mormon missionaries that were out there with us, like when you're one-on-one with them, a lot of them were from Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, like, get them one-on-one and be like, come on, man, like, just all the politics, all the mission stuff aside, like, what do you guys really think about Americans? And they're like, man, we think you guys got big heads. You just kind of full of themselves, like, we're the best at this, we're the best at that.
Yeah.
So I think, and we get a reputation for being kind of loud and boisterous, So I think, if you get someone who thinks that about you just by the idea that they don't know you, and then all of a sudden they show that they put an effort into, like they already know that you're really into jiu-jitsu, which is a huge part of their culture.
For sure.
So they know you respect and admire that part of Brazilian jiu-jitsu. But to take it a step further and start to learn the language and the culture, it says a lot for anybody.
And it's a fun language to learn. It's all memorization, man. And it's like jiu-jitsu. I like to treat everything like jiu-jitsu. Like,
right.
I look through the life. I look through my life like I look through jiu-jitsu. And just like Portuguese, like, it's just memorization. When you do a move over and over and over, you're memorizing.
I'm starting to get that now. Like,
For sure,
we'll drill something. I'll be like, okay, I know I've done this before. It's been about 6 months, and then the first time I'll be like, okay, yeah, okay, now it's familiar.
Yeah,
and then
you just
do it.
You're
the
like,
flow.
man, this is not that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try to take every tournament. I'm upset for that day, and then I'm good,
We were just going into Fight to Win when we talked last. And,
yes.
And I gave our people an update here saying you won. Let's talk about that a little bit.
All right, so my last Fight to Win fight was my very first ever competition as a brown belt. Mm-hmm. And that was very, I was nervous. I knew who I was fighting. I knew, I'm always confident, especially in super fights. I'm very confident in myself because I believe that, it's actually funny, Kino Cornelius shared this thing where he's like, basically you just go hard as you can and hope you can tap the guy out in the first 5 minutes. And I was like, okay, that's kind of what I do, but not really.
Yeah.
And so in my super fights, if you go back and you watch them, they're good. All right, you can actually see the progression. My very first super fight ever, I won in 7 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm 4-0 in Fight to Win. And I think it's very, like, I got this reputation that I submitted everybody I fought, and, like, it's cool. Like, Fight to Win loves me when they come out to Arizona.
Right.
I fought one time in Vegas for them, too.
Tight.
And
that must have been a lot of fun.
When I went on Fight to Win Pro, the last one, I think it was 37, I was the brown belt main event in my very first ever brown belt fight. So I was like, okay, well, this is a little over, okay, cool, let's go.
Yeah, okay.
And I went out there and I was wearing my shorts with all my patches on it. I was wearing my King's Kimonos rash guard, and I was not even taking in the moment. And I think this is my most impressive, like, performance because of how I handled it before and after the fight. Before the fight, I chose a walkout song that was not dicey like before. Like, I chose walkout songs. My first one was, like, Rage Against the Machine. It was very politically... It has a lot of political themes in it.
Charged.
And I didn't even know about that. Andres was like, hey, man, you probably shouldn't walk out to that. I'm like, why? He's like, You know, Rage Against the Machine memes. I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's Rage Against the Political Machine. The government.
I had no idea. Second song I walked out to was Darude Sandstorm. So
there you go.
So I'm not even. That one's different. Third one I walked out to was. I remember the song. Oh, it was a DMX song. Let's just stop there.
First we're gonna rock, then we're gonna roll.
What?
What?
Like, yeah, man, you know how it is. But
a fight to win. Doing Jiu-Jitsu.
We doing it right. We doing it hard.
Hey, dog.
Hey, dog. I like that little DMX tangent.
Oh yeah, dude. He's just so
he's crazy.
Yeah,
he is my spirit animal.
Yeah,
for sure.
Love DMX.
And my fourth fight,
I would like to play Jiu-Jitsu the way DMX sings rap.
No, that's what I was doing. We just talked about that. That's bad.
Oh, my bad.
We just talked about that. I went from DMX to Snoop Dogg. All right.
Okay, there we go.
So I went
smooth and slick. Yeah,
smooth
slow
and
flow.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Every now and again, I gotta get my DMX on. I go.
There you go.
Ain't nothing but a G. All right, let's go. But and the fourth fight I walked out to, God's Gonna Cut You Down by Johnny Cash.
There you go.
And that was. When I walked up on the stage, I stomped my feet to the beat. There was a red skull in the background. I saw the guy look at me and kind of look away. I'm like,
I've got
really
this guy.
can do a lot in a pre-fight ceremony.
I'm thinking my pre-fight walkout song will be "Let's Hear It for the Boy."
What is "Let's Hear It for the Boy"?
Let's hear it for the boy. Let's hear it for my man.
I haven't heard that one actually. Yeah,
it's hilarious, bro.
Yeah, that's the one. That pitch. Yeah, okay.
It would probably be one of the more hilarious songs.
Oh yeah, there was a guy who walked out. His name's Daniel Hampton. Okay, I love this guy. He's black, but from Gustavo Dantes Jiu-Jitsu, and he walked out to "Why Can't We Be Friends?"
That's from The Simpsons, dog. That's awesome.
Be friends? It's so funny.
That's when
Homer. And he's walking out there like he's got like the shaggy strut, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Scooby Doo, and he literally just looks like he's having so much fun. And
that's what Homer walked out when he fought Drederick Tatum, the guy that was Mike Tyson.
Really?
Yeah, you gotta watch that one.
I haven't seen. Man, there's so many episodes of The Simpsons I can't even follow.
It's basically a Mike Tyson ripoff. Like it shows a prison riot, and everyone's rioting except for Drederick Tatum.
And he's Mike Tyson.
He's supposedly Mike Tyson.
Oh, okay.
Because he goes and he looks out there and goes, "Hey guys, can you please be quiet?" And like the riot stops, they all go back into their cells and they're like, "Sorry, champ."
You guys to please be quiet. I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah, he's like talking about how he's gonna fight Homer. He's like, "I ain't got nothing against them personally, but I'm gonna make orphans out of his children."
Oh,
they're like, "Well, what about his wife?"
They're not gonna do any of that.
They're all, "What about his wife? Is she gonna die too?" He's like, "Oh, well, I assume she would have died from grief."
Oh
like,
my!
It was pretty funny. Yeah, Drederick Tatum. Why can't we be friends? Yeah, that's a good one, dude.
I have like 50 impressions, but 3 are good. Marge Simpson's like, "Homie, what are you doing?"
That's a good one. Yeah, I
can.
I can do like a. Oh, I can do a Sean Connery when I'm in the mood.
Oh, show me Sean Connery. Come on, get in the mood.
It's all quotes from Saturday Night Live.
Oh, a quote from Saturday Night
Live. It's all quotes from Saturday Night Live.
That's right. Yeah, you got the voice. You got the deep.
Yes, see, it's
quotes from Saturday
but
Night
I need to increase my Sean Connery vocabulary. It's not quite extensive yet.
I wish I could do an Owen Wilson better than I do, because mine is just kind of satirical. A lot of my impressions are very satirical. Yeah. So like his is like, "Yeah, wow, I'm here on the Deep Thinkers podcast," and I'm like, "Wow, just a bunch of wow, just a bunch of wow over and over.
Yeah,
ka-chow, wow, Lightning McQueen." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I love that, dude. Doing the impressions, like, that's become like my thing at the gym. Is like making impressions of people.
Do you have one for me yet? I'm waiting. Yes.
Hello, Planet Earth. Wait, no, wait. It's not
yes.
Hello, Planet Earth. This episode of the Deep Thinkers podcast is brought to you by Bright Leaf Outreach or whatever. I don't even know.
Bright Island, dog. Almost.
Bright Island Outreach.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I don't have the crackle. You know, like the
yeah. Well, you haven't
my
been.
My name is Morgan Freeman.
You haven't been smoking weed for years and years, so your voice hasn't gotten
That's
smoky.
That's the secret. So Morgan Freeman is really a stoner. That's sick.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I smoke more weed than Jesse Smith ever could.
I like to narrate books these days. People
I narrated my own
sound of my voice.
I narrated my own birth. And as I came out the womb, I knew deep in my soul I was going to narrate books one day.
Have you seen that picture of him, his mugshot?
No,
from like
what?
the 70s. Oh,
he was in jail?
It's hilarious, bro.
Dude, whenever I think of that guy, I think of like if God looked like one person, it'd be Morgan Freeman.
He is.
Bruce Almighty ruined that for me.
Full-on hippie. in
Really?
this picture. We're talking afro with the Jimi Hendrix
Oh my gosh.
thing around the head. You know, we're talking.
Free the Black Panthers.
Oh, and his quote is, "I'm just a clown who's feeling down."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I try to venture out and do more impressions of like other celebrities. Like I find myself looking on YouTube for so many like people that are like doing the impression of Denzel Washington and stuff like that. That's a good one. Like
Yeah,
a lot of people do that.
Like in the past, you showed interest in stand-up, man. Like that would be a good.
That would be a good
That would
avenue.
be a good venue, to go down.
My interest in stand-up comedy goes as far as literally trying it, because I believe I believe that as a person, I only want to compete in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I want to coach. I want Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to be something that I do for my job and everything I do for the rest of my life. But I do not believe that I can't be good at other things.
Well, you got to have hobbies.
Exactly.
You got to have something to clear
This
your
went
head
from being a
jiu-jitsu.
hobby to my life. So now that hobby aspect, that little hole that I left because
There's a void.
it was filled with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and my career was like, do I want to go into video production or acting or whatever? Because I wanted to be an actor for a bit.
Yeah.
And I still could be, but
Well, we'll see. We'll talk to Kevin Lee and see if we can't get something like that going. Maybe some extra work or something.
Kevin Lee, if you're out there,
Well, he's episode number 9. Like I grew up with him across the street from my whole life. He's a producer. You gotta
Kevin
check
Lee,
that
if
one
you're
out.
out there and you are looking for a major motion picture, if you're looking for a kid who can play any version of autism,
I've told him about you. I was like, I've told him about you and Clayton.
Bro, plug.
I was like,
bet.
I was like, listen, man, if you ever need some fight scenes choreographed.
Yeah, I call those two.
And he's like, fighting and choreographing are two different things. I'm like, bro, both these guys have been doing all manner of martial arts since they could walk. Like, I'm telling you.
It's been a while.
You know, I mean, you, Taekwondo, what else? Jiu-Jitsu, obviously. Clayton, Judo,
Krav Maga.
Aikido.
No, he didn't do Krav Maga. I'm just kidding.
I know he did a little Aikido, which I think is good for wrist locks and stuff. If you really want to learn how to dive into those wrists.
I don't know much about any other martial art anymore, actually.
Yeah,
like,
Aikido.
I feel like no other martial art exists for me anymore.
Aikido has some good. I don't think it's all bullshit, but I think there's a lot of bullshit in there.
Every Aikido video I see is just guys hurling themselves on the floor.
Right.
With a guy going,
yeah, and guys trying to move out of the way and stuff. And it's that stuff is kind of like they focus a lot on chi and balancing your chi, and you know how I feel about that. But there is some wrist locks that they'll teach you how to move around, and it's not hard stuff, but like with anything, a little bit of instruction goes a long way.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, I think there's some good aspects of Aikido, but I think it's like for me, the way I look at it is Jiu-Jitsu is the full package.
Yes.
Like judo, you have some judo, and then about 20%, maybe a little more, is just pure judo, and then the rest of it kind of bleeds over into Jiu-Jitsu.
I would venture to say that it's the opposite. I would say it's
Really?
like 20% jiu-jitsu.
20% Jiu-Jitsu,
Well, because
more
of
judo.
have you ever watched a
you
judo
know,
tournament?
You know more than I do. I've watched
I
a little bit.
actually know very little about judo. I understand basic throws and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
my
but the
extent of
rule
judo,
set-
my extent of my knowledge of judo consists of getting my ass kicked by Gabe Santos
and Urban.
and Urban. Both those, yeah. That's how I know judo.
Urban Urban and Gabe have actually helped me a lot. I've been working with Quentin Pruitt, who is wrestling.
He's a monster. Yeah.
He's the most sweet and gentle man.
Super nice
but
guy.
He will rip your face off, and it's like I'm over here like, man, Quentin. He's like, he'll like help me up, and he'd be like, man, that was a good row. And he doesn't sound like that, but he'll just do the accent just to make me laugh, and I'm just like, what the heck? Like, you just killed me.
Let's talk about Quentin and Rob's takedown class real quick.
For sure. Okay, that's actually a really good avenue. So Quentin Pruitt and Robert Galvan are two very, very talented wrestlers. DC, Daniel Cormier, I'm all about that cake. He he actually reposted a takedown that Robert Galvan did in a Naga tournament. And we all go to Naga tournaments, and Naga is more like a recreational, get your tournament flow out of the way. You know what I mean? It's not really something we take as highly as a local Arizona tournament or anything like that. But we went there, and Robert pulls off this insanely quick single leg. Yeah. Like, he dives in and rips the guy to the ground. And DC was like, I haven't seen a single leg like that in years.
Jeez.
And
for people who don't know DC's wrestling background, that guy's an Olympic Olympian in wrestling. So
he
I mean,
won
like,
silver, right?
I think he did.
Silver medalist in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Is
So I mean,
freaking
he's
nuts.
legit. Like he knows.
Yeah.
He's seen a lot of wrestling.
Just look up Daniel Cormier takedown highlights, and I guarantee you'll see him make Alexander
Yeah.
Gustafsson do a front flip.
Yeah.
That was nuts. That was actually, I haven't seen that ever. But their takedown program is amazing. Like Quentin and Robert. I didn't even know anything about them as far as because I think the way that you judge a person how well they can teach is how well they talk, and I don't talk to them very much. Like
Right.
I talk to Quentin more than I talk to Bobby Galvan.
Yeah.
But they're both amazing teachers.
Yeah,
They're
both
both
great.
very relatable. They're both very good at talking to kids, which is very hard. All right, it's a
Yeah.
kids takedown course. Talking to kids is difficult. All right, I am not. I teach help Clayton teach the kids class on Fridays.
Right.
I teach mainly adults. Other than that, and it is difficult to handle kids because they're different. Adults have a fully functioning
Attention
cerebral
span.
cortex.
Yeah.
It's like they have a brain that's functioning.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are still, still building, and they're, hey, pay attention, yes sir. And then 5 minutes later, they're not even on the mat.
5 minutes.
They're not. Well,
Like, you
I'm
turn
giving
around,
them
yeah.
the heavy benefit
Yeah.
of the doubt here. But you turn around, blink, it doesn't matter. They might not even
gone.
be in front of you. They might be eating someone's ear or something
Yeah.
like that. It's like, whoa, bro.
What are
Is
you
it Cannibal
doing over there,
Holocaust,
dude?
bro? What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Like.
But teaching kids comes with a certain level. I have a lot of respect for those who teach kids in any facet of learning,
Right.
whether it be basic education, whether it be college, whether it be anything. Because even teaching teenagers is hard.
Yeah.
But if you have to really be good in order for a kid to really connect with you. And I think that all those kids are connecting with Quentin and are connecting with Bobby. And
Yeah.
it's amazing to see, because then when those kids grow up, or those kids go into jiu-jitsu or jiu-jitsu tournaments, they're going to remember, and they're going to have 3-4 coaches that they can go back to and be like, I have a question.
Right. Well,
they have more people to bounce off of rather than just what I had, which was just Andre, which was good. It was amazing. It was all I could have ever asked for. But it's a different dynamic nowadays.
Right. And the thing is, too, is like watching it. Well, I was talking to Andre about it, and he was talking about why he does the takedown programs with the kids. He's like, I'd like to do this with adults, but like if you get hurt doing a takedown as an adult, it messes with your life. Like you could miss work, you could have people counting on you, things like that. So he's like, that's why I'm doing it with the kids. Mm-hmm. But I mean, Andre's how long has Andre's school been open?
This location?
Yes.
Okay, this location has been open for around 3 months.
So 3 months now.
Yes.
So let's fast forward 21 months.
All right.
We'll say conservative numbers. Let's say 30% of the kids in there are still there. Those kids are going to be killers.
Yes, I think so too. And what's cool, you just said fast forward 21 months. That will be an actual fast forward before we know it, which is kind of scary.
Yeah, I've tried to make it realistic.
Yeah, I'll be gearing up on black belt by then.
Yeah, you'll be right on the threshold,
on the cusp. Those kids they soak up information really well. So I would say, but you also have to take into consideration that some of those kids that are actually, because I mean, as low as 5,
Mm-hmm.
they're connecting with the coach, but are they connecting with the techniques very well? It's hard to say because they're 5.
Yeah,
when I was 5,
those
I don't even
little
remember
ones.
when I was
Yeah,
5.
those little ones. But there's in that kids class. There's like Josh and Lisa's daughter, Anna.
Anna. Well, Anna's like 13, bro.
Okay, she little. I was gonna say there's some that are a little
Anna's
older.
Yeah,
That
she's
little
14,
that
maybe.
little girl is going to be a killer.
She's smart, bro. She got the brains.
I was talking with John Pfeiffer about her, and he goes, I watched that girl do 8 takedowns in a row, and the same 4 places on the mat. She put her feet in the same exact 4 places every single time. Her knee was supposed to go there. He's like, you could have put dots on the mat, and she would have landed on it every single time. And that kind of precision, he's like, you can't teach that at that age. Like they either have it or they don't.
Yeah, that you can teach it at an older age,
Right.
But at that age,
they've got
you're
to,
right.
But they've got to want that precision at that age, and they've got to
Exactly.
seek it out.
Exactly.
You know, kids that are born with it, like that kind of thinking mind. Yeah,
I think the same thing. I think that little girl, that 14-year-old girl, has been an inspiration to not only me, but to Andre, to her parents, to everybody at the gym,
Everyone.
for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
She has been an absolute There's no better example in that gym of what hard work and perseverance does for you.
Wasn't she really shy?
She was shy. She would go to tournaments. She had a very tough time grappling. It was difficult for her to do tournaments. And now it's like she's just so sure of herself. She's easy to talk to. She's approachable. She's a very, very intelligent person.
Yeah.
It's like amazing. And it's not even maybe, I like to think it's from jiu-jitsu.
Oh, yeah.
But hey, she might just be from the experiences she's had with all these people. We've developed an actual, like, I love that girl like she's my sister.
Right.
She's my little sister. All these kids, like, only some of them I would actually do things other than teach them and be there for them.
Right.
She's one of those people, like, her family's been there for me, and I really appreciate that.
And I love that their family, it's like the Martins. It's like Mike and Karen.
Yeah.
The whole family's going.
Yeah. That's
like,
crazy to think about, too.
It's so cool, man, because, like, I mean, talk about a support group.
Look at Aurora's family.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's literally half the kids' class, man.
Yeah.
They got 14 kids. I
Is
asked
that
Giovanni.
the actual number?
I think that's the actual number.
No, is Giovanni one of the kids or is he the dad?
Giovanni's the dad.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, man. I was like, he walked in first. All right, so his army was behind him, waiting
the
at the
ducklings,
gates or something. Yeah. No, not ducklings. Some of them are big as him.
Yeah, that's right.
But actually, no. Wait, I'm thinking of. That's not true. Aurora's the oldest one, I think, and she's not as tall as Giovanni. But I remember I walk in, I was like, oh, hey, man. I was like, are you here for the class? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna do the next class. And I was like, okay. And then I see his family walk in, and all of a sudden we have a full kids class. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, there are 28 kids here now? Like, it was 14, now there's another 14.
Yeah.
Like, it's one family, man.
No, I love it, man. I think it's so
really
awesome.
cool that you fall in love with the sport. Like, some people just like look at Michael Cavanaugh.
Yeah.
He is injured. He
still comes and watches.
Still comes, watches.
Yeah.
He's working out with Jason Kamen's my strength coach to strengthen his knee and to strengthen his muscles so that he will prevent injury, so that he can train. And he's a white belt.
Yeah.
Like a lot of white belts, they just do it recreationally and they realize how much they love it later. I'm glad I'm surrounded by people who, and Andre does like a miracle worker where he makes it so that people, I don't know why, but you're just so welcomed.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, it's actually crazy. Like, I feel like when people leave, like, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm like, don't you have work tomorrow? He's like, yeah, I'm going to try to get around it. It's like...
Yeah, we've got some really dedicated people.
Yeah.
No matter what they're trying to do with it, for their level, they are dedicated. Like, we've got hobbyers who are super dedicated hobbyers. And then we've got guys who... For like guys like John Pfeiffer and like me, who are this is therapy,
Yes.
like
definitely those are the two names that come to mind.
Yeah, we come out and we're like, no, dude, we need this. Like, don't apologize if you bumped me in a roll. This is a contact sport. I don't mind if I get hit a little bit. Like, let's get down and get this.
Hey, Jesse, you got to take a round off. I don't think you know who you're talking to.
Well, no, like because it's like, dude, you go 7 minutes, and at my level with as many people as we have in our gym, 7 minutes is grueling.
Yes.
But I know that 3 minutes from now, if I don't hop right back into that next roll, I'm gonna be like, dude, why didn't I hop into this roll? Now I'm just sitting here doing nothing.
You might as well do it.
I came here to roll.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like, yeah, man, I want to get right back in, even if, and you learn how to control your breathing. Like for me, like even in drilling sometimes, because like, we'll say we're drilling a choke, even if you tap right away, the 10th time you get choked for like 5 seconds, it starts to catch up with you. You start to get that lightheadedness.
Yeah.
So for me, I just got to take like 5 or 6 real slow, deep breaths where I'm controlling my breathing. Yeah. And then it kind of like my whole vascular system starts to slow down a little bit. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. I'm good now. Let's do this.
Here's a tip. Ready? This goes for everybody else. If you have trouble breathing in your roll, right after training, like we line up, shake hands, you're still breathing heavy because you just got off the last roll. I want you to lay with your butt against the wall and put your legs up straight in the air. And I want you to take deep breaths. Do not expand your ribs. I don't want you, because when you take this deep breath up and your chest rises, all the blood is going to your heart and it's not going to your muscles. So you're going to experience more fatigue.
Okay.
When you breathe with your diaphragm and you let your ribs expand, but it's not going up. So the difference between this and is a much bigger difference. I know you guys couldn't hear that, but maybe you could hear the pitch of my breath or whatever. But if you do that, and you just take really deep, concentrated breaths where you really are attempting not to let your chest rise, you will feel like your muscles, the blood in your muscles comes back, and it's going to teach you how to control your breathing, because then your body's going to recognize when you're tired, and you're going to diaphragmatic breathe.
That makes sense, because right after a roll or right after a drill where I'm trying to catch that breath, I'm usually kneeling down. I've usually got my elbows on my thighs, and so it's just kind of a real slow in and out breath that way, but it doesn't leave you a lot of room to stretch that diaphragm up.
Yes.
So that makes a lot of sense.
Diaphragm is incredibly important.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about your goals last time, man. You are slaying these things.
I'm trying. I'm doing my best. Doing my absolute best. So I believe the last time we talked, it was tournament number 9 or something like that. Just to rephrase what my goal was. Andre at the very beginning of the year told me, "Hey, I got a New Year's resolution for you." I was like, "All right, sick." I didn't want to do one anyway. And he said, "All right, so you're going to do 24 tournaments this year." If I had water, I would have spit taked it, because it was. I was like, "What?" And he's like, "You're going to do 24. You're going to compete every other weekend." I'm like,
"That's a heavy year."
All right, like sure.
That's a breakout year, though, man.
It is a breakout year, and I was like, okay. And I didn't think at first. I did not think he was serious, but then I looked at Andre's face, and I was like, he's not smiling. Then he wants me. Okay, so how am I going to go about this? He's like, all right. He's like, so you're going to do it like this. Some months you're going to compete every weekend, so you can get a month off. Some months you're going to do 2 in 1 week, take a week off, 2 the next week. Doesn't matter how you do it, you're going to do 24. I was like, all right. So I immediately knocked out like 5. And I was like, oh, wow, I'm already like a fifth of the way there, a little less than fifth of the way, or more than fifth of the way there. And then I did more, and there was a patch where I didn't do any. And I was like, okay. I was like, I need to pick this up. So I did 4 in 1 month, and this was when I dipped. I did my in a span of 4 weeks. I did 4 tournaments. I competed every weekend for a month, and in the 3rd week of that tournament, or in the 3rd tournament of that month, on the 3rd week, I competed in the Old Pueblo Tucson Open. I don't even know how to. That's a tongue twister. And I got quadruple gold, where I won 10 fights, 10 submissions.
My boy, dude,
and
nice.
That was crazy. That was like, I came off that. I won $600 in cash money.
Nice.
Because I won the Open Division twice.
Nice.
And I was like, all right, that was actually pretty nuts. And then I went to the San Diego Open, and I lost my first fight. And I was like, came crashing back down. I was like, man. Funny story.
Little reality check. That's never hurts
sure.
anybody.
The kid that beat me in the San Diego Open, I beat in my 5th fight at Worlds.
Nice.
He's the guy that I submitted. So I got like some sweet revenge there, because he had beaten me twice that year.
Okay.
The first tournament of that was.
And you beat him when it counted.
I beat him when it counted.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, for sure, I beat him when it counted.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I can't. I really didn't like losing to him, because he was good.
Yeah.
And I really didn't like losing. And then I went to Worlds 2 weeks later. 2 weeks afterwards, I went to Worlds, and I had the great tournament, and that was like tournament number 13, I want to say. No, it wasn't. No, it was. I don't know. And I actually don't remember. I have to look at my Instagram page.
Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram. And I went, did some more tournaments. My very first IBJJF tournament as a brown belt was American Nationals. Then I won my division in no-gi and my division in gi. Didn't do very well in the Open. I got 3rd in the Open for gi, which was good. But it was like, oh man, it's so cool. I am the best American brown belt right now.
Yeah.
At medium heavy. Best American medium heavy brown belt.
Yeah.
I was like, that's cool. Like, I have that title. In my opinion, I have that title.
That is awesome.
It's really good.
No, you have that title. It's not an opinion.
I believe it is an opinion, though, because there are people there is an American brown belt who won Pan Ams this year before I was a brown belt.
Right.
So I was like, okay, that guy is really, really good. I fought him before, and he got DQ'd against me because he headbutted me and on purpose. And then he slammed me.
Wow.
And,
okay.
Yeah, that guy went all crazy. I'll tell you the story.
I cannot wait until I see you face off with this guy again.
I'm not mad at him.
No, I know.
He gave me a free win.
I know. You're not mad.
But he probably is.
But he might have a little.
He goes to me at every tournament and says, "Oh, hey man, how'd you do?" Like, he's always like
That's
apologetic.
Cool.
I'm
That's
like, all right,
cool.
whatever, bro. Like,
but that does not mean though that he doesn't want to beat you.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So
but
he
hey,
might.
Man, he's good.
He might have that. I need to get Jake Watson.
Maybe, but hey, we'll fight.
Yeah, but I can't wait to see. Yeah, I want to see it. Yeah,
I do too.
Yeah, for sure.
So in the fight that we did, and that's my goals, by the way. I'm real quick. Let me just say before I tell this story that I am doing my 19th and 20th tournament this weekend. It is going to be 19 is submission, or no, sorry, the 19th 19th tournament on September 30th is the Southwest Classic, which your boy Jesse Noble Smith is also competing at.
Yes, sir.
And then,
My first competition.
Yeah.
A little nervous, but I've got good coaches. So
Man. And you got a good support base.
I do, man.
Shout out your sponsor.
Shout out to Crandall Pest Control for making me a sponsored athlete. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
I've got the most random sponsor in the gym, but I don't care.
I'm sponsored by a cryotherapy company, bro.
Yeah, but that's directly
That's not directly related. The guy who owns it is a jiu-jitsu guy.
Here's the thing, though. If you're a jiu-jitsu player, you get aches and pains. Cryotherapy
helps out.
It's. I would say that a pest control company is probably a little bit more random of a sponsor than a cryotherapy.
Well, for sure, yeah.
That's what I love about it. Yeah. But that's what I love about it, man. Is it fits my personality, just random and goofy.
Hey, bro. That's why I'm on the podcast. We share the same. Thing,
yes,
bro.
Sir,
Me and
brother.
you, one and the
yes,
same.
sir.
And then that night, I'm flying out to Portland, Oregon, for Chael Sonnen's Submission Underground 5.
Okay, let's talk about this one real quick because Michael Cavanaugh and myself.
Oh my God.
You
guys are so goofy. Michael Cavanaugh.
He started it, and he told me about it at Angie's party.
I just want to help Jake get the good fight. That's what I want.
I just want to get the word out.
I just want to get the word out to Jake that he's gonna beat this guy, and I think that's what I think he's gonna do.
Yeah. Well, Michael went as far as to get some footage of you up there. Look at this.
know.
And that started the whole. And once that discussion was going, I was like, this is a gift.
Yeah.
I can't just pass this by.
Micah Brakefield, I don't even know anything about him as a competitor. I know he's an MMA fighter. I do wish him the best of luck the following weekend when he fights MMA.
Right. I hope
wish
the
him the best of
following
luck.
weekend he kills it.
Yeah, the following weekend, go out there and you kill it. I'll be rooting for you. But this weekend, you're going down. That's how it's working.
I've seen a little bit of his footage. Great grappler. His choice in haircut leaves a little bit to be desired.
I believe that his grappling is MMA centric. I believe he trains at 10th Planet, but I don't think that he has a better footlock than me. And I think I'm going to go out there and I'm going to ankle lock him in quick and efficient fashion, and that is just how it's going to be.
I fully have confidence in you there.
And that's not up for debate. If he defends my footlock, I'm going to defeat him in another way. But this is not going to go to any EBI rule horse baloney.
Right. And the footage that he posted in response to Michael's posting the footage of you is good. However, this is what I'll say. You pulled guard in the middle of the mat and then went to work. Okay, that's pure jiu-jitsu. Although his triangle looked great, he used the cage to set it up, and then as he landed, he cinched it up.
I think the guy he fought was bad. And my guy was a little bit better.
I think so, too.
And I think that if he fought that guy again, he would do an off-the-cage Kimura because he could.
Right.
I think if I fought the guy he fought, I would ankle lock him in 5 seconds. That's just how it works. Like, Submission Underground fed him that guy.
Yeah.
You see, I want you to look up, there's an 80cc competitor right now. He's competing today. His name is Craig Jones.
Okay.
And he won the Australian trials to get into 80cc. Man
Okay.
is very good. Man is in the semifinals of 80cc in the under 88 kilo division.
Okay.
That means a couple of things. It means you're really good. All right. Back when he fought Micah Brakefield, he was not as big as he is now. He wasn't as athletic. And Micah Brakefield, and this is also another reason why I kind of want to beat Micah, is because he is a guy who, man, I like when I compete, I owe a lot of respect to the sport. The sport has done a lot for me. I understand trying to have fun, but at the end of the day, there's people watching, and you made an ass of yourself in this way. Pardon my language. And the guy sat guard because in 80cc rules, you don't have to make a grip in order to sit guard. You can just do it. All right. And I've often thought about doing that, but there's no point. I'm gonna run in and pull guard anyway.
Yeah.
And I believe it gives you more options. But he sat guard. Craig Jones did, and Micah Brakefield pointed at him, said stay, and then told him to roll over, as if he was like a dog. You know what I mean? And then Craig Jones proceeded to take his back and choke him out. And I thought, hey man, if you're gonna win the fight, do that.
Right.
But don't do that before the fight starts because you now look like a bad fighter.
Right.
And I'm going to make him look worse because I believe that even if he does play some games, because I don't think he talked as much. Like this is kind of a little bit of trash talk, but not enough to where I was actually serious.
Yeah, he wasn't talking dumb. There was a little bit of
course,
do
because-
this. Let's
yeah,
shake it
of
up.
course.
But I don't think he was disrespectful to you.
No, he was
Yeah.
not.
And
In
for
fact,
my-
I think Mike Kavanaugh tetered on the edge of disrespect because it was like I told
A
him to
little
stop
bit.
and he didn't.
oh, okay.
I told him I was like,
oh,
hey
did
man.
you? I didn't know
well,
you told him to stop.
I said, hey, we can cut it out now. Like tone it back.
Okay.
And then he didn't, and I was like, all right.
Yeah,
Cool.
with me, when I'm playing like a pickup basketball game or a softball game or something, I'm that guy talking trash. You know, it's
Okay,
just
that's
fun,
different, though.
You know, but with the jiu-jitsu community, first of all, there's the realization that Micah Kavanaugh could kick my ass if we ever met face to face. So there's that. Also, I just have a lot of respect for the sport and the
Yeah.
community in it.
And I believe
And,
he does too. I just thought it was.
This was just on my own personal
okay,
thing.
for sure.
It was like I want to get a little trash talk going. I want to get a little discussion going around this match for my boy. But I also want to be respectful to his opponent because I know at some point I'm kind of representing him during this. But yeah, for me it was fun trying to find a delicate balance between talking trash and being respectful.
Yeah.
And I think the buzz that was generated because of that Twitter was good.
I do.
Positive.
I think so too. I think that my biggest thing is I
But I will
I
add,
not only yes.
once you said you were keeping your silence on Twitter, that's when I pulled out.
Good. No, hey man, and once
Yeah.
I expect everybody else to as well. I
Yeah,
expect
so-
Michael Breakfield to. If he doesn't, I'm just going to not even like, not even retweet. I will put no comment
Yeah.
at all
Yeah.
because there's no need.
Right.
But my big reasoning for, I think there has to, in order to grow popularity, you have to talk a little bit. Not bad, not good,
Right.
not talking smack. We have to talk.
Right.
You have to be engaging in conversations. You have to tag people. Maybe if he talks smack, maybe like, say something witty, but don't talk trash. I wasn't
Right.
talking trash. I was
Right.
being witty. I was
Yeah.
being, hey man, I never said I'm going to beat you to the ground. I never said that.
Right.
I always said, hey, it's going to be a good contest. I hope, or something joking like that, like, well, he's like, I hope you lose, or like something like that. I would be like, well, I hope you lose. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Something fun and playful like that. But my stance, and especially in the Arizona Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu community, has always been one that I want people to look up to me.
Right.
I want to be a role model for future kids to come up and want to be like me. And if I do that on a grand scale, and if I am known in Portland as this douche, then Arizona might look at that and be like, well, he's not like that for us. Is he being fake?
Right.
Or is Portland like, man, is he being fake?
Right.
Then it's like you're living two lives. I'm
Right.
not trying to do that. I want to be just a fun, entertaining fighter who is about the people. And that's
Right.
why I like, a long time ago, I used to set my Twitter name as Campeão do Povo, which means the people's champ.
Nice.
And he Michael Breakfield calls himself the people's champ. And I'm just like, are you serious, bro? I'm in the people's champ since, well, I mean, he's probably been it since I was in diapers, but cahoots to him, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, I got you, man. What was I gonna say? Okay, yeah. No, okay, there was we go. I was gonna say, as far as the way you want to represent yourself in the sport, it kind of seems like Andre's athletes, at least his high level ones, they all kind of. It seems like that attitude starts with Andre and trickles down to the rest of the gym. He's big on respecting opponents. Yeah. I know this last week we got a lot of white belts that are competing for the first time in this tournament.
Yeah.
And I know for me, when I first started, if I get a sweep or if I would get a tap, I knew it wasn't kosher, but I'd be like, yes! And I'd make I'd kind of not celebrate huge, but I would get excited and let it go. And there's nothing wrong with that except for you won in that instant and one of your brothers on the mat lost in that instant.
Yeah.
And
you're exclaiming something they're not
right,
liking, obviously.
Right, which is, it's not bad. It's not going to make them want to fight you. It's just annoying when you worked hard for something, got beat, and against somebody that you're probably better than, and they got you in that moment, and they're like, yeah! So Andre was sure to hey, if you get something, if you win, don't celebrate. Just play cool, For me, that was just like a stark reminder. I know he wasn't talking to me personally, but I felt like I needed to hear that personally in that moment because I was like, because I get excited, man. It's when you work so hard to get good at jiu-jitsu, and the first time you pull a move that works only because you knew the technique,
it's exciting, man. It's like, man, I worked so hard for that, and I finally got it. And you want to be like, yes. So I told John Pfeiffer that when I tap him, I'm just going to calmly order everybody in the gym pizza. Instead of like cheering and that guy is like I love rolling with him, man. When he calls me out, I'm like, yes, I know that this is going to be a learning situation. I'll never back down from it. But damn, that guy's rough.
Yeah, he's rough.
I mean, but
tournament, literally a tournament roll every day.
Yeah,
you're not going to grapple anybody in your tournament that is as rough as him.
Right, and the thing is no, right. That's the first thing is nobody's ever going to be as rough as John. But at the same time, I know that I'm getting better. And when I actually have a roll where I can go back and forth, I've never swept. Well, maybe I might have swept him, but it was something like it was a scramble, and maybe I ended up on top. It wasn't like a full on sweep. But every time when I have a good roll with John, it means about 30% of the time he wasn't kicking my ass.
That's good.
30% of the time I was going back and forth with him, and when I have a good roll with John, it's like.
Yeah, you had a little victory.
Yeah, but guys like John, guys like CJ, who like to go really hard. With me, CJ and I will beat the crap out of each other. Mm-hmm. But we try really hard. Like guys like John, who are really rough, he's still a great training partner because you know he's not going to hurt you.
Yes. I've never been hurt going with John Pfeiffer, and I think there's people who believe that they will get hurt going with John, and I think that is a load of baloney because I've never been hurt. In fact, on the contrary, some will say that I am rather gentle, but I have injured more of my teammates, and it sucks, and it's something I feel really bad about.
Yeah, and no one wants to
sucks.
be that guy. You feel bad. And first of all, you feel bad you hurt your friend.
Yeah.
You caused them pain. Second, you feel bad because they can't train.
Yeah.
Third, you feel bad for everyone else that relies on that person as a training partner.
Yes.
And fourth, it's just you really want to be able to have the kind of control that it takes to let somebody out in a microsecond of that tap.
Well, in response to what you said about tapping, a lot of these injuries are just accidents.
Right.
In a scramble. For instance, actually the crazy thing was Ryan Lipscomb I was going with, and
this is about 2 months ago, right?
This is about 2 months ago.
Yeah,
you know
I was
about
there.
This.
Yeah.
He was defending a Kimura, and I did not rip the Kimura. I did not wrench the Kimura. I tried to break his grip so that I could apply pressure to the Kimura.
Right.
And his bicep tore, and he did not even give me an indication. He literally said good roll and went off the mat. And either this guy is the Punisher, or he is, or maybe he just didn't
I
feel
wasn't
it.
there for this. I was thinking the other Ryan.
He was like, hey man, good roll.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, thank you so much. It's a good roll. And then the next day he's like, isn't at the gym. Second day he's not at the gym. Third day he's like, hey man, you tore my bicep. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, when you wrenched that Kimura, I felt my bicep tear. I'm like, why didn't you say anything? I would have got you ice or something. He's like, nah, it was no big deal. I was like, yeah, it is. You kidding me? Like, you got a torn bicep, man.
Ryan's a gritty dude.
He's really good.
Yeah. When I walked into Power MMA after I saw Lynn Ramsey, I'm looking over at Michael Martin and Ryan Lipscomb with their cauliflower ears. I'm like, yeah, this is the right place.
This is the right place.
Yeah, this is the place to train.
I don't have cauliflower ears, man.
Yeah, how did you escape cauliflowers,
You know what, man?
You've done more jiu-jitsu than anybody.
I play guard.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I play the guard. I don't really get caught in guillotines too much. I try to,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I'm not gonna get it. I'm gonna get it one day.
You'll get it
I've actually
eventually.
had it twice. I've had it. I got it sewn up in the upper part of this little crevice in my ear, right adjacent to the ear hole.
Yeah.
And it was up there, and it was really bothering
I
me.
think you've actually shown me that little scar you've got. Yeah.
And I got it stitched, and then I was a kid. I want to go back to training, and then 5 days later, I went back, and it puffed up again because I didn't wait long enough. And then I had it in for like a month and a half, and then it didn't flare back up again. And then I had a little bit of it come back when I was grappling this old guy named Corey, who doesn't come to the gym anymore. Not Corey Snyder, but a different Corey. And then ever since then, I haven't got it again. I thought I was going to get on this side because one day I was going with John, who we were just talking about. And it was like, I was hurting so bad. And I was like, this is going to be bad.
With no-gi, it's kind of unavoidable, it seems like.
Yeah, but man, like I grapple a lot of no-gi now.
Yeah.
And doesn't happen. It's going to happen. I'm not worried about it. The worst thing about cauliflower ear is sleeping. Because you cannot sleep on the side of your cauliflower ear.
Right.
It literally just hurts really bad. It feels like a mixture between getting like slightly stabbed and getting like a bruise. That's what it feels like. And it's like it's just blood and bruise. And
I watched. I'm a real weird character, and one of the Facebook pages I watch that I'm fascinated by. This is probably gonna gross people out that are think Jesse's a weird dude, but Dr. Pimple Popper on Facebook.
You're talking about the guy who pops the
just
pimples?
pops cysts and pimples all day.
All right.
They drained a cauliflower ear on that site the other day with a syringe.
Yeah, I've actually I've seen some of those pages too. You're not weird. I think there's something about human compulsion that just drives you. Like if you see a pimple popping video, you just watch it.
Yeah.
Just even if you don't want to, you just watch it.
There will be like a skin that is covered in blackheads on this, and they'll take out like 50 of them. I'm just like, whoa.
There's like that black mask that's supposed to do it. Have you seen that? There's like
the black mask,
the black mask for like taking out, and apparently that works.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy to me. But then you you got to be careful because all your pores are open now.
Yeah,
you
gotta
immediately wash your face, right? And I'm looking at it, I'm like, ugh, God, does that hurt to take off? Because I got light facial hair.
Well, you'd have to shave first.
That's true.
Yeah, like for me, someone like me, I would just do it above, like the cheeks and the face.
I don't want, dude, I want a beard. I know everybody's like, I say, man, I want a beard. They're always like, oh, not until you shave it. I'm like, I want to shave it, dummy. I'm gonna trim it.
Yeah.
I would keep it.
Yeah, people
You literally just take a trimmer to it every day, and you're good. It's like, okay.
People, when I was growing my beard out, people were like, doesn't that get itchy? I'm like, dude, sometimes,
it's worth it,
like,
bro. Itch it.
Yeah, I
just go like this, and you're good.
I'm probably a lifer with my beard. It's a little weird, man. I notice people check me out more in general. They look at me more. Women, whether they're interested in me and talking to me or not, will look at me more with it. But the biggest thing is the way men treat me.
Yeah.
And like for me, dude, I can be kind of a grumpy guy. I would rather not. No. Yeah, it's true, dude. Like I don't know if you've realized that yet, but like I would rather just be chill to everyone. But when someone's like a dick or disrespectful, it's kind of like it ruffles me sometimes. So when I have a beard and I'm walking through a crowded place, the passageway opens for me, man.
Moses.
It's like Moses just had an epic beard. That's why he was able to part the Red Sea, you know. But so I mean, people will hold the door for me when I have a beard. So thank you. I can be nice to that person, you know. I don't have to like be annoyed over stupid little things that I shouldn't be annoyed over.
For sure.
It just seems like a subconscious thing for people where they give you a little more respect, and silly, but it's weird, right? When I shave it though, it's like day and night. Like it's weird, man. Yeah, it's nuts. So there's that part of it. That's not. And I've talked to other people who've had long beards and shaved them, and they're like, "Yeah, dude, I get it."
I just want a tight beard. Like I just want the presence of actual facial hair, not peach fuzz. I don't want to look like I'm 19 no more.
Dude, you had a beard going a month ago, and it looked great.
I keep on trimming it. It does not look great. It looks horrible.
No, dude.
There's literally just a weird patch on my cheeks, some scruff on my chin, a missing patch on my left side.
I've got a missing patch right here that's huge. The thing is once your beard gets to a certain length, it just covers it up.
I know, but mine doesn't.
Yeah,
I want a beard that's like my cousin. Like my cousin. If my cousin were to trim it a lot down.
Nate Watson on Twitter.
Nathan Watson. Or it's Watson Nathan on Twitter.
Is it Watson Nathan?
It's Watson Nathan.
Follow after you follow Jake, go through his followers.
Stop. Do not follow my cousin. You think my Twitter's bad? His Twitter is cancer.
Oh my gosh. This is so true.
So bad.
This is so true.
You'll see him tweet 50 times a day, and it's all just scummy things. Like,
well, okay, it's
not even
it's
scummy.
Not,
He's not like
it's
insulting
not,
people.
It's not
He's
like
just reposting like ratchet pictures and like adding a weird quote. It's like,
yeah, it's pretty hilarious. For me, who will laugh at anything, even things I really shouldn't be laughing at, I think it's great because I'll be going through my Twitter feed and I'm like, who the hell? Oh, yeah, Nate did. Okay.
Nate liked.
Yeah. By the way,
World War II meme.
While we're talking about Nate. In episode, I don't even remember which one it is, but the one with Kyle Reedy, the criminal defense attorney, when we're talking about Circle K, and I'm like, oh, I got a jiu-jitsu buddy that works at Circle K. It's Nate.
Oh, sick.
And he's like, and he is, because he tells me, because he was a prosecutor for a while, and he's like, 2 things I've learned. If you want to stay away from crime in Arizona, don't go to Arizona Mills Mall, and stay the hell away from Circle K. He's all
In certain Circle K.
he's all as a prosecutor, shit goes down. And I was like, I got a buddy that works at Circle K, and he goes, well, then he's a shady dude. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, my
Not
cousin's
this
not
guy.
shady.
No,
My cousin's not shady. He's definitely out there, but he's not shady.
he's goofy though.
He's very good. I love my cousin.
Oh, he's great.
I have a Snapchat video that I saved in my memories. He was I was getting tired on the road because we're driving all the way to California, and then I competed. I got third, drove all the way back. I wasn't upset about my performance, but I was like, I could have done better. I could have been more safe because I overextended on a sweep and got knee barred. My knee's doing better actually. I got injured, but it's an injury that is gone now.
Nice.
And on the way back, I was getting tired. Like I was like, man, this drive is long. And then he turns up the radio really loud, and he puts on Kanye West, Black Skinhead. Have you heard that song?
No.
Okay, listen to that song. It's
I'll
a
have to
banger.
check it out.
It's like that's what I listen to before my fights. It's like and then it goes and it's like him just going, oh man, it's so I get goosebumps thinking about it. And
one of the songs for me that I love to listen to, I haven't competed yet. I don't know what I'll listen to before I compete, but I'll listen to it before I do stand-up to kind of get the energy going, is Hollywood Undead.
I think I've heard of Hollywood Undead, but not the song.
Yeah, they were kind of big, and like they're white boy rappers from LA. Just kind of doing their thing, but widely received by a lot of juggalos. So they kind of win.
God.
Yeah, so they're a little rowdy. But
For sure.
and some people think it's a little cheesy. I don't care if it's cheesy. It pumps me up, dude. And the stuff he talks about, and he talks about one of his verses is he talks about becoming a rapper and like putting in time and like playing small venues and performing shows to only family and friends. Yeah, I mean, when you're doing stand up in shit little venues at little open mics, but also like just any type of competition where you're starting at the bottom, and you just want some good energy and you're trying to build something. And for me, I'm not trying to be a pro competitor, but I plan on in the next 12 to 14 years getting my black belt.
You will,
if I stick with it, and if I stick hard, that's a lofty goal.
It means you gotta stay in Arizona.
Yeah. I've lived all over the place, and if I ever end up going to California again, this is the way I'm going to do it. I'll go out for a month, work with Kevin, come back, be here for 3 or 4 months, maybe a couple times a year, go out for a month. But I've just thought about thinking about living in LA again. It's just like,
sounds really bad.
I just don't like living out there.
I think I'd rather live in an attic than live in California.
For someone like me who's trying to get podcasting off the ground and other things, going out there, I can get as much done in a week as I could in like 3 or 4 here as far as guests and things like that. So it's unavoidable. I'm going to have to spend time out there, but I just don't want. I came back to Arizona after spending the majority of my 20s and 30s away, and I just like being around my family, my friends, people I grew up with. It's just kind of nice. Even though parts of Mesa have gotten dumpy, like I still love rolling down Gilbert Road,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, look where we are now, you know what I mean?
We're on Gilbert Road.
Literally 3 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
Dude, I was wolfing down food before I came here. I had 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, 10 grapes, a half a cup of Greek yogurt, and a protein shake.
There you go.
That was my lunch. And I'm about to go over to John Pfeiffer's and eat more. And, I was like, when I saw that you were doing the podcast, I immediately was inspired to start up my thing again because I was like, man, I would love to bounce back, promote you promote me.
Right.
We both have media platforms. We're both doing jiu-jitsu podcasts. I'm not going to do a podcast, I don't think. I've decided because it's like, man, that's just a lot more work than I think I'm capable of.
That's fine, man.
At the moment.
Just come on my podcast 4 or 5 times a year. We're sold.
Boom. That's what I'm planning on doing. Because
there we
go.
If
I were to start one day, it would be when I'm already big.
There you
because,
go.
Man, I live with my parents still. That's hard to do any sort of media when I live with my parents because I do have chores and stuff. Now, of course, I have chores when I live alone too, but at least I'm going to have, it's going to be on my time and stuff like that. And, which is not, too much of a problem now, but it's just something I want to do. But right now, I'm my new YouTube video, regarding the preparation of Submission Underground 5 is premiering tomorrow.
Nice.
I'm releasing it tomorrow swiftly in the morning around probably 1 o'clock. It'll be uploaded on YouTube.
Okay, so this will be reloaded. This will be released on Monday, so this will be a day after.
So this, if you're watching this now, link is going to be in the description.
Yeah, we'll have some links up there for sure.
For sure. I just was looking at you with the
Yeah.
what is it, the Columbo eyes, like I had no idea.
Yeah. We'll make sure that through this podcast you're able to reach Jake's material
For sure.
So
And that's just a new video. It's gonna be short, like 2.5 minute thing, just covering a little bit of me talking, a little bit of me going to the gym. It's really short. I thought it was gonna be longer, but honestly, I don't really have good equipment to make what I want. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to save up money and get a DSLR camera and really do good media coverage of the gym, good media coverage for myself, stuff like that. Because I want to have a very professional thing going on.
I understand.
And it's very hard with an iPhone 7 camera.
Yeah.
So, that'll be the next thing that I got going on.
Also, if you're looking for a site to get good equipment from, I get all mine from Sweetwater.com.
Sweetwater?
Yeah, that's where Kevin led me. A lot of good equipment there.
Cool.
Good pricing.
Like ordering?
Yeah.
You order it come to your house like a DSLR camera?
Yeah,
Cool.
like it just comes in the mail.
For sure. Then I will definitely be looking at Sweetwater, you said?
Sweetwater.
Okay. Whenever I say water, I think of Bright Island Outreach for some reason. Like water and island just go together.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I want to do YouTube. It's always been fun for me, like my vlogs and stuff like that. Like I love covering tournaments. I'm going to be doing a vlog of Submission Underground, which will be released the following week. And just every week it'll be a vlog. And I think that'd be cool. Like, or every week be a video. Any video. I want to do a review of some of the matches going on at ADCC right now. I want to.
That would be great, man. I think you'd be great at commentary.
I'm working on it. I got a Blue Yeti mic, which is not as good as these mics, but it's pretty all right.
We'll set you up. We'll get you set up. So.
Thank you.
But we'll get you taken care of on that front. I think the more media you do is only going to be better for you.
I know,
because you're good in front of the mic.
I'm really having a fun time,
I
like
talked to Mika the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like, hey, I want you to come on my podcast. And at first she was a little.
Man, what's she gonna talk about?
Jiu-Jitsu, man.
Going to school, eating fruit snacks. Is that what she's gonna talk about?
No, yeah. Okay, for those of you who aren't familiar with who Mika Carpenter is, she's Clayton's little sister, and she's a killer.
Irma do Clayton.
Yeah, she's a killer. But I was like, no, man, like, you've got this platform you're building. Just come on, we'll talk about jiu-jitsu, what got you into it, what inspired you with it, where you want to go with it, and things like that. Mm-hmm. And I think once she realized it was a little more laid back, she's like, okay, well, let me think about it. So I would love to have Mika on as a guest, because she's just a stone cold killer.
Oh yeah, for sure. She's definitely one of those girls who are like, oh my god, look at my hair, and then it's like, I will rip your face off. It's like, oh man, you were like super cute a second ago. Like
Andre told me a story about them where they were all in a hotel room at a competition, and Andre, a bunch of them are sitting on one bed watching a movie, and Andre is laying in the other bed trying to go to sleep. And he said he heard somebody like moving around, and he heard this thud, and like Mika had turned around and just socked some guy in the chest, and then he heard, "It wasn't me." Like,
yo, Mika curses in her sleep.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious. When we were younger, she was sleeping on a couch, and I was sleeping on the floor. I wake up for a second, and I look around, and Cade's still awake, of course, and Kylie's still awake, and then Mika just says the F word like 6 times in a row. There's not even a sentence, just F F F F F. I'm gonna say, oh my gosh,
that's
I'm
awesome.
Like, are you guys hearing this? He's like, yeah, that was pretty scary. And I told the next day, I'm like, you realize you curse in your sleep, right? And I was like, yeah, that explains it. Meet the Carpenter, ladies and gentlemen.
Cade is a funny kid.
Cade, okay, we could go on. We could talk for 2 hours about Cade.
He's going to come on this podcast.
He could come on the podcast.
Yeah,
he's okay. His podcast would be like an hour-long PSA of how not to live your life.
Cade is what, 16?
Cade's 16 years old.
Cade reminds me of when I was 25.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You must know more about him than I do.
Just conversation, just passing conversation.
He's nuts. That kid is out. I I've tried to keep that kid on a leash, just being a good friend, but it's too hard. It's too much.
I love him, man.
I love him to
great.
death. He's like my little brother. You know what I mean? But man, it's like our gym is an interesting dynamic of all like the OGs. You know what I mean? And by OG, I mean like Cade, Kylie, Mika, Connor, Clayton, even JT and Mikey. Those are the kids who are or have been with us for a while.
Yeah.
Like Mika, I casually went to prom with her. You know what I mean? Like twice.
Yeah.
And she was like, all my friends were like, "Hey man, like, whoa, who's your girlfriend, bro?" I'm like, "No." Like that would be hard for both of us. We would not be able to deal with each other. Like she would, she'd punch me, I'd punch her. We'd be fighting in the middle of the prom dance floor. Shut Up and Dance with Me's coming on. Everybody's fighting. It's like, oh god. And they're like, oh, and then, which is a joke, of course. That's obviously I'm kidding. She's obviously one of my best friends in the whole world. But I can joke about, you know. The other day, oh my gosh. And this is the thing about jiu-jitsu girls. I think they have this built-in ability to be tough, be based on doing jiu-jitsu. And one time I said, like I told Mika she could fix the footlock, like by doing this. She got mad at me. I was like, and then Kylie, same thing. Madison was like, "Hey Jake, can you footlock me?" And I footlock Madison. And then she's like, "Okay, well yours was tighter than Kylie's." And I'm like, it's because I do it right. Like, as a joke. If I said that to you...
I mean, yeah, I'd be laughing.
Yeah.
You know?
Kylie goes, "Whatever, asshole," and walks away. And I'm like, oh.
Well, I think the difference
Rick.
is Kylie's a purple belt. I'm a white. I know nothing.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I said it.
As a joke.
My tone...
As a joke.
...was a clear indication. A blind man could see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know. I love that they all love competition. I love
yeah, the girls in our gym are sharks. You know.
Man, I feel like they white belts come in the gym as guppies and they leave sharks. They leave sharks. Because but a white belt will leave. If a white belt leaves as a white belt, they're still a guppy.
Right.
Maybe think about it like this. Let's think. A white belt's like a guppy. A blue belt's like a trout. Or no, bass, because a bass can still eat things.
Yeah.
So white belt's a guppy, blue belt's a bass, purple belt's like what's a deadly fish that's not too deadly? What's one that could like bite you?
A barracuda.
No, barracuda's like a brown belt.
It's more of a brown belt.
Because a black belt's a shark.
A tuna.
A tuna. Boom. A purple belt's a tuna.
Yeah.
Big ass tuna.
Big old tuna.
A big old tuna. A giant Mekong catfish.
Yeah.
That was a weird analogy. I love competition. I love I love that everybody likes to compete. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun competing.
Yeah.
September 30th.
Win or lose, I'm gonna take it on the chin. You know, I've prepared. When state championships was rolling around about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "Jess, are you competing?" Cade, it was like, "Dude, Jess, are you competing?" And I go, "No, man." He just goes, "Why are you not competing?" I was like, "Man, I'm so green at this still." And he's like rolling his eyes. I'm like, "Dude, I got holes in my game and I get owned." And he's just laughing at me. He's like, "Dude, you get owned in here. You're rolling against purple belts and blue belts. Like, chill out, man. You'll be fine."
Yeah.
I feel a lot more. I don't feel like my knowledge has necessarily jumped up leaps and bounds, but I feel like for what I know, my preparation is a little more caught up to it.
I think that it's just you're more familiar with where you are, and
Yeah.
that's a big thing. This is like something I try to think about a lot. Is you can always, and this is just like something I've always said. I don't know if maybe you seem like a very confident person.
I try to be.
So with people who are not as confident, I give them this little lick of advice. I say to everybody at our gym, because obviously everybody believes in you, Jesse. Everybody believes in everybody. We all are brothers and sisters, at the end of the day, because that's the kind of family that I think Andre Maracaba, our coach and our professor, who has fostered. He's fostered that level of camaraderie. And I think that the thing that I always try to say to anybody who's struggling with confidence issues, I say, it is so much easier to believe in yourself when everybody else already believes in you.
Yeah.
It's like when you realize that you are the last person that needs to do anything, you can do it.
Yeah.
You're the last person that needs to believe in yourself. You're the last person that needs to cross that threshold into thinking, let's do this.
Yeah.
Everybody else is already thinking, in me. And that's something I carry a lot into my belief in my competitions is like, man, why am I going to be nervous for something I do every day?
Right.
Why am I going to be nervous for doing something that people love to see me do?
Right.
Regardless of whether I win, lose, or draw, people love it. I love it. At the end of the day, I love this.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you love this.
Right.
So why be nervous? Why not go out there and grapple exactly how you would?
Yeah.
As hard as you can.
No, that's a good point. That's a good
Crazy
point.
to think
Yeah.
about. It's something that has really helped me.
Yeah.
And I remember this helped me. This is what kind of gathered me to really ponder that mindset, and this is what made me kind of come up with it. Was at the end of Fight to Win Pro 16, I won by triangle. That's the video that I showed Michael Brakefield on Twitter. Was
That's
me
a
winning
great
by
triangle,
triangle.
by the way.
So pretty crazy, pretty
Yeah.
cool setup. I definitely
Yeah.
baited him really, really hard, and I said, man, I love winning. Like I just said it like offhandedly, and he looked at me and he's like, "So are you gonna quit when you're 50?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Well, are you gonna compete past then?" I'm like, "I don't know, probably not." He's like, "Well," he's like, if all you love is winning, then why do you even do jiu-jitsu? Can you just win at something else that's easier? I said, "Well, no. Like I love jiu-jitsu." He's like, "All right, well, once you realize that you love jiu-jitsu way more than you love winning, you'll be better." And I just went home and I thought about it and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I went to training the next day and I was just having so much fun, just not even forcing myself, just like, hey, let's just have fun today. I was doing stuff I don't usually do, and then my game picked up. It went boom, way up there. And that's what I think led me to really make a lot of technical innovations in my game and stuff like that. It's just based on the mindset that I'm having a lot of fun. This is too fun to be legal, you know what I mean?
Right. For me, I'm at the point with my jiu-jitsu where it's just starting to slow down a little bit. Like when I'm drilling something, I don't feel like I have to be so intense. There'll be times when, like, after like the 7th or 8th time we drilled something where I'm like, okay, give me a little resistance so I can kind of see how this is going to feel kind of in a roll.
Yeah.
But like that's one noticeable difference between white belts and upper belts is that the upper belts are drilling at a very ginger pace, like a very like they make the grip, okay, they move this way, they make
Every
the second
move
grip.
is calculated.
Yeah, and it's all slow. This is practice. With white belts, you're breathing heavy and you're making this grip, and then you're moving the.
Yeah, and
it's
CJ
like
Mann's trying to rip head
slow
off.
down. It's like you're not rolling, like you're just like you're practicing. Like just don't
Going
try
through
to
the
make it a
motions.
roll. You know, and so that has been a big thing for me is just slowing that down, and it really just helps you learn better.
Yeah, I believe the same thing. I really do.
So is that headset killing you, Matt? You know you can turn it like this if you want to.
What
yeah,
the heck?
yeah. I just realized. Yeah,
You just realized
yeah.
that?
I just
That's
realized
pretty
how
funny.
bad that was.
No,
back
it
and
wasn't
forth for
killing
you.
me. I just my ears get like really uncomfortable.
Gotcha.
I just have big ass ears, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I tuck mine in a hat every time I wear a hat, so they're all
yeah,
they're all
mine
tucked away.
mine just like I had to switch sides because this one for the past hour was on that side, so I was like, man, this is getting a little cumbersome.
Yeah, they're Dre Beats headphones that are the mixers. They're meant to like
Yeah.
if you need to hear someone behind
Yeah.
you beside you, yeah. So let's talk about chill-fit chirotherapy. I have yet to do chirotherapy.
Okay.
Cryo.
Cryo. You know the word cryo means cold.
Cryo.
Cryo, like I'm crying.
Cryo.
So chill fit cryotherapy, crioterapia, I think that's how you say it in Portuguese, is run by a awesome person. His name is Paul Manganaro.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I've known his daughter since like freshman year of high school. Actually, we went to
Nice.
high school together, and he runs this amazing cryotherapy service, and they're located on University of McClintock. And it's fantastic. If you're a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu athlete, if you're a regular athlete, if you're a person who just gets sore when they roll off the bed, it doesn't matter what you do.
I need to
If
start
you
getting in
feel
there.
like you need a wake up or anything, it's amazing. It has many benefits. It boosts your immune system, actually, I think it does. It helps your digestive system. It's so weird how it's like, okay, so take this. For all you naysayers out there who also or may think that cryotherapy is complete crap. It's not. It's amazing. The thing about ice baths is an ice bath can be damaging to your skin. Right? An ice bath, if you are exposed to, because you take an ice bath for what, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, you do a cryotherapy session for 3 at a time. Okay, because the the cold is coming at you in form of gas,
Right.
which is going in your body. Right, gas
Okay.
passes through your skin.
Yeah.
That's how it works. And the ice bath is direct contact with water.
Right.
It's a lot longer to get to your core.
Right.
Your skin is getting cold, which is why it poses a threat. Is because if your skin's negative 100 degrees, it's like that's not good for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So your skin will get as cold as maybe 60 degrees Fahrenheit, or 35, depending if you're doing the isolated icing.
Right.
But it's not dangerous. It's very actually like relieving, and you feel like, because what it does is when you get cold, your blood rushes to that part of your body to warm it up, and that promotes healing.
Right.
Right. So they also have this service called it's the Normatec. You ever heard of Normatec? Normatec is this company that makes these boots, and these boots come up all the way to your hip. Right?
Yeah,
It's kind of like a full leg
I've
cast.
seen you wearing them online.
And
yeah.
they pump air, and they cycle air in a way that is as if you were getting a deep tissue massage all the way from your ankle to your hip and
Nice.
back down.
Okay.
So it's cycling the blood through your leg, promoting healing.
Nice.
So if you're sore, it's basically like getting a really big deep tissue massage for around 35 minutes.
Nice.
Right? And you lay in the bed, you can fall asleep, you wake up, your legs are all weird and jelly.
Jelly,
and you're
yeah.
like, oh. And it's really an amazing service. They have great people working there. The pricing is not that bad. It's amazing, or not even not that bad. I think it's actually like affordable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Not
it's
bad
great.
at all.
It's I'll have to take you there for some.
No, I have to get it. Have you ever floated?
Oh, in the sensory deprivation chamber.
yeah.
I really want to.
There's one on Gilbert and McKellis. We should go check it out.
I would really like to check it out.
Yeah, it's like right.
When?
in it. Let's do it, man. Let's set it up after the podcast.
I'll set it up after the
Yeah.
pod. I can't do it today.
No. I've got too much going on. My high school
Tomorrow?
reunion tonight.
Oh, that's right.
This weekend's gonna be out of it, but we definitely got to do that soon. I've done it twice.
Have you? How is it? It's got to be super weird, huh?
It takes some getting used to. The first time I did it, I fell asleep for about half the time, and the only reason I knew that I fell asleep was because it's totally quiet in there, so you can hear yourself breathing, kind of loud. you
Yeah,
know?
of course, because there's no other sound.
And so what I would just do is just focus on that sound of breathing and try to stretch my breaths out slowly as long as I could. Well, it got really quiet for a while, and I realized it was quiet, and then I started breathing again, and it was loud again. I was breathing.
You're like,
for
was
the
I
whole time.
asleep?
I was like, I had to have been asleep, and I've heard it's pretty common to fall asleep in there. In fact, it's a good thing because it helps your body just let go and relax. Because they say the first couple times, I need to do it more, but they say the first couple times you do it, your body just doesn't know how to relax. So at about 40 minutes, like your lower back will start to relax a little bit, and then 10 minutes later, like maybe your left upper shoulder will start to relax, and then 10 minutes later, like your left
Yeah,
lower
of
leg,
course,
just
of course.
slowly it just starts to go down.
Unless you're able to willingly control it.
Right, which takes time, and it gets faster every time, is what
Yeah.
they say. But they say the sweet spot, it's sold in hour increments, but they say the sweet spot's about 90 minutes, 2 hours. That's when they say that, because like when you're just standing there and you're walking, the idea is that your subconscious mind is telling your body to stand upright. It's telling you to balance. It's telling you to move your legs. It's telling you to, to stay intact.
For sure.
Whereas when you're laying in water and you're weightless, your mind is not telling your body to do anything like that. And so everything is just kind of, if we're going to compare it to RAM in a computer, you don't have a bunch of RAM running in the background slowing down your
Yeah.
overall computer. So that way, at about 90 minutes, they say your body's completely relaxed and your mind flips on. And then they say it will take all the stuff that's been bugging you and just be like, in front of your mind, address this. And then you kind of sit there and think through it.
Sounds really nice, man.
And you kind of, once you're able to think through it, it kind of, you're satisfied with it. So it kind of just it's no longer in the back burner. It's just kind of done.
Yeah.
So that's why they say if you keep doing it over and over again, you get better at it. Well, yeah, you're going through,
Yeah.
for your case, 19 years of
suppressed
cataloged,
emotion, yeah.
address this,
For
type
sure,
stuff.
yeah. And there is definitely, like, of course, for everybody, there's got to be some. I don't believe you if you have nothing on your mind.
Right. Yeah.
I don't believe you
if
if
you've
you've
ever
never
left
been
your
stressed,
house.
yeah.
But yeah, and also it's great a way to absorb magnesium to avoid cramping and things like that.
Because your body's laying in salt water.
Yeah, Epsom salt. One thing, dude, is even if you take the shower afterwards, like at the place, like your hair will look gray going home.
serious?
It's just salt. Yeah,
That's
dude.
funny.
Like, I went on a date once, and we went to eat afterwards, and we're like, we really didn't want to go inside because we were just both covered in salt. And finally, she's like, I don't even care. Let's just go eat. I'm like, I'm fine. We were both so chill. After that, we were just like, all right, cool.
She's
let's
like,
go.
you want to go eat or do you not want to go eat?
I'm like,
I'll go eat if you want to go eat.
yeah,
Let's
it's
just do it.
basically like that. We went and got Thai food.
And then you're like, oh God, we're not relaxed anymore.
Yeah, I was like, this is so hot.
Yeah.
But
I want to go though.
yeah, we got to do it, man. I think it's one of those things where it's just another awesome way to take care of your body and your mind. Like
Are you free tomorrow? Do you think?
possibly. Let me
Possibly.
check my
Yeah, I
calendar.
want to do it. Like, I want to.
Yeah, but we got
As soon as possible.
We
Because
got
next week I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be flying to Portland, Oregon.
That's right.
So
Dude, I can't wait for that fight, man.
it's going to be cool. You're going to see it.
Yeah, I'm
You're going to see me
stoked.
take home a win.
Yeah. And as much as I would love to talk trash on it afterwards, once you win, I will respect the sport. I will respect you. And by the way, if I ever take my trash talk to a level online where you think is inappropriate, check me. You know I'll pull it back.
I checked Mike.
Yeah.
Man. I checked Mike.
Yeah,
checked
you
too.
know I'll pull it back and be like, my bad, dog. I get a little enthusiastic on it.
Hey, bro. But hey, if he talks anything, I'm
Yeah.
gonna rebut. Like
Right,
when he's
right.
like, when he was like,
What took you so
58
long?
seconds. What took you so long? I was like,
That's
oh,
when I was like, wait a second.
my
Wait, let's call it what
scrub
it
was
is.
more competent than yours.
Yeah, like that was the only thing where I was like, okay, dude, let's call it what it is. My boy went to work and used the proper techniques. You use the cage.
yeah,
You know, if well, first of all, you were in a jiu-jitsu mat.
yeah.
Like if there had been a cage, you could have used it if you'd wanted to. You're perfectly familiar, you know, in stand-up and things like that. Like it's not like it's unfamiliar ground.
Yeah, it's not like I haven't fought MMA before.
Yeah, so it's like for me, it was kind of just like
Yeah, what is it? What are you doing?
you're comparing my boy's triple to your.
You're using buku bucks at a Caesar's Palace.
Yeah, or you're comparing my boy's inside the park home run to your boy's stretching a double into a triple.
Yeah.
It's just apples to oranges, you know? So, but yeah, I'm excited for this match. I'm excited for you to crush it. Real quick, let's talk about your weight. How far away are you from heavyweight?
All right, so my goal, I've augmented my goal just a bit. At first, I'm not trying to move directly up to heavyweight.
Okay.
Heavyweight is 208 pounds. It's 195 to 208.
That's with the gi, right?
That's with the gi.
Yeah.
That's 14 pound stretch. Just same thing as 181 to 195 is.
Okay. That's where I want to compete is at 208. Right now I'm in 220.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good goal to have. And I right now weigh about 183 pounds.
Okay.
2 days ago, I received my shipment of Muscle Farm as part of the $3,000 cash prize that I won.
Nice.
I've been eating a lot of food, and it's very good. I feel like I have a ton of energy, which is something that usually like I'm not used to. I went from this diet that nutritionscience.life, I worked with them. They are a fantastic nutrition company, but they did not have their program did not fit well with me.
Right.
And that's not saying that their company's bad, because their company's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It is saying that it did not work. If
Right.
you went to this company that's world renowned for buying shoes and you hated it, and you not hated, but you didn't, none of their shoes fit, you would go to a different shoe company.
Right, and it's like
Without
jiu-jitsu
ill will.
coaches itself. You know, there's
Exactly.
Andre Maracaba coaches, and then there's Carlos Ferreira coaches,
Or
and,
there's
and they're
Steve
both
Rosenberg coaches. There's
right, and
many
they're,
of them.
and they're all excellent, but different personalities are going to
Exactly.
vibe with different athletes.
Exactly. If someone doesn't like Andre, I'm not going to be like, wow, how could you not like Andre? It's like,
I'd be like,
If you
I don't
don't like-
understand why you don't. I think the guy's
I would
awesome.
Be like, I don't understand him, but I can at least understand that everyone's different.
Yeah, I could be like, you know what? If someone said I don't like Andre, I would be like, that's
Why?
weird.
Yeah.
But if they
Well,
said,
a lot of people don't like Andre. Have you seen how he coaches, man?
I just like
My
that
guy
though.
yells.
Yeah, but
loud.
that's a coach though, dude. Like,
yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
but
like-
some people don't.
yeah, I get it. If someone said they didn't like him, I'd be like, okay, that's weird because Andre's a
Elaborate.
straight. Yeah, like why?
Yeah.
But if someone said, I like Andre, I just don't mesh with his coaching style,
Boom.
I would be like, okay, that's fine. For me,
Thank you
it's
for
the
giving me an
only it's the
intelligent answer.
only style that I want to roll with.
Good.
You know, because if I'm doing something wrong, I want my coach to be like, dude, I'm sorry, but that's not right. You want to do it right, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, well, yeah. Well, don't do it that way.
Exactly.
You know, but yeah, different types of, and that's the thing with athletes that are trying to get sponsors, is just because you can get that sponsor doesn't mean you always should.
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want to do is perform a professional relationship with a company and then have that go south.
Yeah, I was when I was a brand new purple belt, I really wanted to be sponsored by Hyperfly. So I talked to Matt Zilla, and I was like, man, I want to be sponsored by Hyperfly. And I got sponsored by this AZ Fight Shop, who gave me a free rash guard and stuff like that. And I was like, man, this is cool being sponsored. And then I went out to a Las Vegas Summer Open, IBJJF, and I just did so bad. It was a division that I should have won.
Yeah.
I could have won that division. And I went out there and I was like, man, I sucked. And I was like so nervous the whole time. Like, oh, gotta represent. I gotta do good. I gotta, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then immediately after that tournament, I dropped everything. I dropped Hyperfly. I dropped a partnership with Nutrisuma, a pea protein company. And I dropped AZ Fight Shop. And then I waited a whole year before even venturing out there.
Yeah.
My very first attempt was Control Industries. Wouldn't even talk to me.
Wow.
Here's why. Okay, wait. I actually don't know why, but that was a big build-up to nothing.
Yeah.
What happened with them was I messaged them on Facebook, and I sent them my resume, and they're like, wow, it's very impressive. It's like, yeah, we'll be talking. I'm like, oh, yes, because at the time I loved Control.
Yeah.
And what's really funny is that I was like, man, I love Control Industries. And then I got a King's Gi in between the time that I was waiting, and I was like, wow,
this
these
is a
King's
really
Gis
nice
are really
gi.
nice. I was like, oh my god. And then I was like, ugh, I like these gis better. And I had the blue Ballistico that I was wearing to coach the class.
Yeah.
That was my very first King's
The one
gi.
that you told the story on.
That
last
was
time,
my
yeah.
very first King's gi. And
Mine's the white Ballistico.
oh, dude, such a good gi.
Ballistico 2.
Oh, dude, both Ballisticos.
Yeah.
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 Very first King's gis are Ballisticos. Good gi. And I remember Blaine did not speak to me. Like, again, the guy who owns Control did not speak to me. And I was like, come on, man.
Wait a second. He didn't speak to you because from the time you spoke, from the time
No.
you bought a King's Gi, and then he didn't.
He didn't speak to me for no reason, Jesse. I never told anybody that my favorite King's gi was No Kings. He didn't speak to me just because he didn't feel like speaking to me.
Wow.
It's like, bro, at least tell me you're not going to
Yeah.
sponsor me. Don't just
Yeah.
not speak to me. Funny thing is, I go to Kings, I get sponsored by Kings. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, I'm sponsored by my favorite gi. And even before I was sponsored by Kings, it was my favorite gi.
Yeah.
And then he sees me at a tournament and is like, hey, you got a gi sponsor? I'm like, yeah. Like, yeah, it's Kings.
I'm good, bro. Yeah.
I'm like, thanks though
Yeah.
for talking to me.
Yeah.
And
Now
then he gave me a weird look. I walked away.
Now you know who I am. Will Reed is also sponsored by Kings.
Yes, he is. That little boy needs to get back in the gym and train.
Yeah.
I've seen him since Thursday. I
Yeah.
think.
Will is one of those guys that's just all he has to do is stick with it and keep taking it seriously, and he's going to be good. He's already good.
Man, he has his game is very like. It's so dangerous, but it's also it's like a glass cannon. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's a glass cannon.
Yeah.
He will kill you,
Yeah.
or he'll get killed.
Yeah.
I like to think of myself as a regular cannon. I am durable, and I can kill you.
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do.
You're a brown belt. He's a green belt.
Okay, he's much better than I was when I was a green belt.
Really?
Yes. When I was a green belt, all I had was a closed guard and a triangle. That was it.
Okay.
Andre jokes about it all the time. Gosh, it's like, man, you're living in 5 years in the past, man. Let it go. Let me go. Free me.
For me, like, it's hard to say at this point because I'm still so new, but also like in the last 3 weeks, some newer white belts have showed up at the gym. Which is, by the way, I'm going to come out and say this real quick on a side note. It is really nice to have some fresh white belts in the gym.
Right, and you're not being,
Finally.
you're not being the fresh white belt.
Finally, man. Like, I've gotten to the point where, like, there's a couple blue belts where I'm not going to say that I can hang with them, but, like, if I'm really having a good day and I'm really present, I'll kind of go back and forth a little bit with them.
Good.
They'll end up beating me
Yeah.
every time. Like, they're still better than
Yeah,
me.
there's Mazar, there's a bunch of them.
But a couple of them I'm really just like with these blue belts. But these new white belts, it was like I walked by Andre and I mentioned that to him, and he just kind of laughed. He's like, yeah, like his laugh was almost like, yeah, I guess it has been a while since some of these new ones. because we'd get new white belts in the gym. They'd be like, "Oh, I've trained for 4 months here," or I used to train back in the day, and it's like, or I've never trained before, but I wrestled for 6 years, and it's like, great.
Like you might as well have been training, you know?
Yeah, like you can always spot a wrestler because when they go back and forth with you, they're really dominant, and then they can't finish anything.
Yeah.
They're like, "What do I do?" And I'm like, "Oh,
That's actually pretty funny you say that because that's actually how I thought about it for a while too.
Yeah, it's just like,
really funny.
yeah, it's just they'll beat you up, and it's like, dude, I gave you that key lock because I was defending, and you let it right go, like, and then it's like, oh, they're a wrestler, like they're wanting.
You can always spot a wrestler.
They're wanting to hold you down.
You can always spot a wrestler by when you talk to them and they go,
Duh. Dude, the craziest thing about wrestlers is they think that jiu-jitsu, that no-gi is where it's at.
I just think that, no-gi and jiu-jitsu are two different things.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
No-gi seems like it's more...
It's jiu-jitsu...
more street comp. Jiu-jitsu, it's
different
gi,
culture.
Yeah, gi is so cerebral, so technical.
That's a good way to
and
put it.
There's so much tradition and respect in it too. And then no-gi is more of like
ragtag.
It's your wrestlers, it's your MMA guys, it's your guys that are there, it's your guy that are there for street fighting and stuff. And at Power MMA, some of those no-gi guys, some of them were really cool, but some of those guys were just not cool.
Yeah.
And it was like, for someone who, the thing was kind of like, for some, and this is when I was going 6 days a week at Power. So I felt like when I was on those mats, like I spent a lot of time on these mats. I'm a white belt, but like I deserve to be here, because I'm putting my time in.
For sure.
And when I would go to those no-gi classes, a lot of those MMA guys would come over, and it was kind of just like, well, you gi pussies can hang out and have fun here, but this is really where the real fighting
They
gets.
gave you that kind of
attitude of like you're a second-class citizen. We're the real fighters here. You guys are playing a game.
as if they were like an elitist.
Yeah, and it was kind of just like, all right.
Yeah. And then they go with me and I destroy them.
Or they go with any of the gi guys.
Exactly.
And they get except for me because I was new.
Hey, but you knew,
it was just kind of like listen, man, everybody here is wearing a gi. It would welcome you on these mats.
Yeah.
But that attitude is not shared from the other direction.
A lot of people say that ADCC is the Olympics of our sport. Our sport meaning jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. I do not agree. I think the ADCC is the Olympics of grappling.
Yeah.
And Worlds is the biggest thing a Brazilian jiu-jitsu person can accomplish.
Yeah.
And I think that if you say anything different, you're foolish.
I would agree with you on that.
agrees.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I can have a strong opinion and whatever. People can hate it. People can like it. Doesn't matter to me. Grappling and jiu-jitsu are two different things.
Yeah.
That's why there's different rule sets.
Well, that's why there's judo. That's why there's wrestling. That's why there's jiu-jitsu. That's why But yeah,
you're
absolutely.
not wearing a gi. You're grappling essentially, acting as if you were naked with clothes on.
Yeah, and the gi is so important. There's so many grips and so much you can do with
both.
it. Yeah,
I enjoy both heavily, but
I can't wait to start doing
favor
no-gi.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
Hey man, you keep on coming, you're gonna get that permission.
Yeah. Let's explain that real quick. In a lot of gyms, you can just do gi or no gi, whatever you want. In our gym, Andre wants you to have a good foundation of gi before you get into no gi, because he doesn't want to stop the no gi class to explain to you what this move is.
Yeah. I don't want to be just a quick note. Jake Michael Watson himself, the man you are listening to soothingly talk to you, is the no-gi coach.
Absolutely.
And he just doesn't want, him and I don't want to have to teach a hip escape when we should be teaching advanced concepts of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's just a little hard. It's a little hard for me to, go and teach a Darce choke and then wait. How do I grab my hands? Wait.
Yeah.
How do I hip out? What is close guard? You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that is just not on the agenda. It's meant, no-gi is essentially an advanced form of jiu-jitsu.
Well, the thing is, too, is let's say you've got 10 guys in any given no-gi class. 10 guys who have 1 hour to get as much instruction and drilling and rolling in that hour as they possibly can. And if you've got one Gomer Pyle in there that's asking a million questions and slowing down that class, if they like you, they're probably not going to say anything. But every single person in there is going to be thinking, why is this guy here yet when he's not ready? You know, and
Perhaps.
There's
a bunch of reasons.
But yeah, it's just, but for me, like when part of me is really itching to get back out there and get into Nogi. But another part of me is like, listen, man, you will get the okay when you are ready. And if you do it before then, if you push it, you're going to get frustrated.
Yeah.
Because you're not ready.
It'll be better for you.
Yeah. So
You'll
I'm
enjoy the
chill.
experience because it'll be something you unlock.
Yeah.
Also, the advanced competition class for gi, when you're a blue belt, you're allowed to go in that. So it's like you have these things that you unlock. And I think that this is a very smart thing, not only for the curriculum, but also for the student. You want to be invited to the Nogi class now because you're like, man, I want to do it. I just want to be there. I want to be in the thick of it.
Yeah.
And then once you unlock it, it's going to be so sweet. As opposed to if you just went in there, got frustrated, and never wanted to do it again.
Going along with that, when something is just an option, that's all it is. It's an option. But when something you have to earn it,
Yeah.
you're more likely to jump on that every day.
For sure.
For me, I don't care if it takes me another 2 years to get a blue belt because I feel like I'm progressing at my own rate right now, and I look at where I was in February, and I look at where I was in April, and I look at where I was in June, and I look at where I was in August, and I can see small improvements. For the first 4 months, I didn't notice any improvements, but I knew I was progressing because the people I would roll with would say, you're getting better. And I was just like, man, I wish I could see it. Thank you. But that was the only encouragement I had, was the encouragement that other people gave me, because inside I could not see it at all. But I wanted it, so I kept going.
It's because you're in the starting stages.
Yeah.
Being in the starting stages is the hardest part of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. So for me, I just want to be a good, solid jiu-jitsu player with what I know. Mm-hmm. And then by the time I move up to blue belt, I'll be at the bottom of the pile again.
Hey, you'll be at the bottom of the blue pile, though.
Yeah, for
Blue
sure.
Pile, blue pile is smaller.
For sure, yeah. Well, it's because all our blue belts are becoming purple belts right now.
All the purple belts are going to be becoming brown belts, too.
Yeah.
The old ones, anyway. Actually, no, we don't really have any purple belts except for Nick Stewart. That's close to getting brown.
Nick is the closest one there.
Nick Stewart is 3-stripe, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, the closest one to getting brown is Matt Zilla, but he hasn't been coming.
Isn't he a brown
Please
already?
come back, Matt Zilla. We miss you.
Isn't Matt already a brown?
Yes, he is.
I thought you said the closest to being brown.
No, closest to getting black.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I'm just...
Yeah, Matt,
Just
come
got
back.
mine.
Come back, Matt Zilla. We all want to watch you get that black belt, bro.
Yeah, bro, one day. Hopefully. Matt Zilla is the lone brown belt, part 3.
So our brown belt rankings currently stand as this. It is Matt Zilla, Clayton Carpenter.
We're going from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Matt Zilla, Clayton Carpenter, Eddie, Jake Watson, and Tim Wong.
Yeah, Tim Wong's a bad dude also.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean...
Tim Wong BJJ on Instagram.
All of them. Except for
Yeah.
Eddie doesn't have one.
Yeah, there's a couple guys in the gym that are old school like that just want
John
nothing
Pfeiffer's
to-
a ghost.
Yeah.
My dude has nothing.
The only
He doesn't have a
pictures-
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
The only pictures you see of him on Instagram are, I have one of him on there.
Yeah.
And then
I
there's-
have one of him
yeah,
on
I think
there.
you have one of him on there too. But anytime I see him on Instagram, I'm like, woo, look at that.
I'm going to make a John Pfeiffer fan page.
John is such an interesting guy too.
You're going to have him on here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I think he's coming on.
He's
next
got a
week.
life that you could talk an actual pod. Like, this has been a pretty casual podcast.
Yeah. Well, when you
could
come
have
on-
an actual podcast.
We'll
with
be
him.
all over the place. John Pfeiffer's been a rodeo clown. John Pfeiffer's a power lineman. He's one of the better jiu-jitsu players in our gym.
And he is he has this exterior of being this incredibly, tough, gritty, grueling man. And he is a sweetheart.
Oh yeah,
He's
he's great.
a sweet person. You know what I mean?
we were in
I
the-
see past your shit, John.
We were in the locker room the other day, and we were just joking around. I go, yeah, I thought I was a liability and a loose cannon until I met, and I kind of pointed at John. I thought, this guy, every now and again, he'll say something. I'll be like, oh man, I wish I'd cracked that joke.
Yeah.
Or I'll say something, he'll look at me smiling, like, yeah, buddy.
He's like, let's go, let's do this. It's a party.
Or I'll say something, he'll be like, I can't believe you just said that, dude. That was something I'd say, Yeah, dude, he's a fun guy to be around.
Did we just become best friends?
Exactly. No, but playing jiu-jitsu with that guy, I've said it before. He plays jiu-jitsu like he's roping a calf.
Yeah.
You know, and so when I first heard he was a power lineman, I was like, okay, that makes a little more sense. You know, roughneck.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I used to be a rodeo. You know, you told me he used to be a rodeo clown.
Yeah, and you asked him, right?
Yeah, and he's
Yeah,
like, that's
yeah.
not common knowledge. Did Jake guys tell you? I'm all, maybe, you know, but
Me and him got really close, man.
yeah.
He that guy's been an inspiration to me. He's been a very, very good person to me, and I've helped him a lot. A lot of times, no one will go with him when we're grappling, and I think it is a complete crock of doo-doo because it's ridiculous to not. I mean, sure, he's rough, but if you can't deal with, you're gonna learn to deal with it.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
We're playing a rough game.
Yeah.
And
Get used to it.
Yeah, like honestly, anytime that guy asks me to roll, I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, some people aren't cut out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And he can be gentle. They call him Gentle John as a joke.
Yeah.
Like, he actually can be gentle.
Yeah.
My ex-girlfriend came to the gym, as I'm sure you know, and very gentle with her. She's
Yeah.
tough. She's a killer. Like,
Yeah.
her, Leilani Bowman is her name, and she
Blue
is
belt.
killer. For
What
Gracie
gym does
Humaita.
she
She's
fight
from
out of?
Gracie Humaita, San Diego. She's amazing grappler.
Yeah.
And she came to the gym, and drum roll with her, very gentle. She was killing like freaking these grown men.
Michael Cavanaugh
hit him with the arm
she
drag.
beat up Michael.
Yeah, poor Mike.
Yeah.
He got indirectly beaten by me that day.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, and John is just, you know, John's an amazing person.
Yeah.
He's taught me a lot about life. I've taught him a lot about jiu-jitsu and exchange. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's one of my closer friends.
Yeah,
for sure.
there's certain guys that they might have a coarse approach, but once you get past that coarseness, it's a heart of gold, and he falls into that category.
Exactly.
For sure.
I legitimately believe that if I was 4:00 in the morning and I had to call him because I was in danger, he would get the hell out of bed and go and save me.
Yeah.
Like and I would hope I would be able to do the same
Yeah.
for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The thing is like, if people in our gym shy away from rolling with John, that makes me sad. Because especially if you're going to compete, he is 100% going to make you better.
I would say that it's subjective, Jesse, because you have to see who is rejecting it.
Gotcha.
If someone who is big and strong rejects going with John, I might look at it a certain way.
Yeah.
If someone who is not John Pfeiffer, let's
Yeah.
just say that.
Yeah.
If someone who is, let's say, okay, so John weighs 185 pounds, about, on a good day. If someone who is 150 and is short and is a blue belt says, I don't want to roll with John.
Yeah.
I'm good. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, I'm going to go ahead and
gotcha.
I'm going to sit out this round because you know what? John's the last guy. John, sorry, bro. If we're going to go, you're going to have to not use your left arm. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
I got you there.
that's, it's, you know what I mean? Like, if someone,
Yeah.
if I went with 5 big guys that are 200 pounds and then I had to go with, you know, a guy that's 300, I might be like, let's do it. But
I just shying away from a tough roll
But a tough
is
roll
not
or
going to help you.
there's a difference between a tough roll and a roll that's not going to help.
We did that drill about a month ago, 2 months. It had to have been 2.5 months ago because it was before my fingers got injured.
Okay.
And I got stuck with that 3-man drill with John Pfeiffer and who's that blue belt that was the wrestler at the Olympic Training Center?
Jeremy Hughes?
Yes. Remember?
You went with Jeremy?
I put my
And
hands in
John.
the air and I go, winning! And
Yeah,
Andre
no.
just looks around, laughs, and goes, pray for Jesse.
I remember that day.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
Bro, like, honestly, man, I wanted to just be like, you know what? I'm good. Like, that thought crossed my mind. And then it was a split second. And I was like, you know what, dude? Don't be a little bitch-made punk, dude. Like, these are 2 guys that are only going to make you better. They're not going to hurt you.
Not going to hurt you, man.
And honestly, like, you're going to have to face them sooner or later. And with Jeremy, at least it's a drill where I don't have to start on my feet with the guy.
Oh, yeah. Dude, oh my gosh. You see me grab, I don't know if you saw, what was it today? It wasn't today, it was yesterday.
I wasn't here yesterday.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
I grapple with him, and we start on the feet, and he does the quickest shot I've ever seen. I'm able to step back in time because my reflexes were at least good at that moment.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my! I literally stepped like 3 steps back and was like, Jesus.
Yeah,
I
he's
was like,
bringing
I'm
the
pulling
heat.
guard.
Yeah,
Like,
he's bringing the heat.
yeah, he's fast. He's
He's
like
a
300 pounds. He moves
beast.
like he's like 150.
Yeah, he's a beast. So in between, like, and it was that drill where, like, as soon as they pass your guard or get dominant, then they're out and you're in. I was on my back that whole time between John and Jeremy. So it's like, I get it. Like,
Of course.
it's going to be hard and you might hate it. But you know what, dude? Like,
Afterwards, you're not.
yeah, like I think shying away from hard rolls, and that'd be one thing if John were reckless, but he's not.
Exactly.
He's extremely careful.
But he can come off that way.
That's what I'm saying. Is
If
like
someone walks in the gym and sees me and John rolling, do you think they're not going to think,
they're gonna be terrified. They're not gonna
my-
want to roll with either of
oh
you.
my God.
But however, but that's where you just have to have. You've got to come in often enough to where you know your training partners. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you've got to put in enough time. Like I know that there are certain guys where I know I got to be like, hey, dude, we're not going 100% today. You know, like me and CJ, if we don't say anything before a roll, at
It's
some
gonna
point
be
in that
killed.
roll, it's going to get to 90, 95, 100%. And we're boys, dude. You know, we're great. We're total boys. We both go there.
But it's not safe.
We don't, and it's not safe. With John, he's going to keep it at that certain. He's experienced enough to where he's not going to let you spaz out. Like you know when someone's pinned you down and you're just trying to, and you're starting to get that spaz, and they can just clamp up on you tight to where it's just like you can't spaz.
Yeah.
You know?
You might as well not.
Yeah, he's
Futile.
he's a good enough rolling partner to where it's like anybody who's worried in our gym about rolling with John Pfeiffer, I am vouching for John Pfeiffer right now. He's
So
not
am
going.
I.
He's not going to hurt you. He's going to make you better. And now you have to know the difference between pain and discomfort. You may be a little sore after rolling with him, but you're not going to hear it pop. You know, you're going to be able to walk out of there, and you're going to be able to come back tomorrow. So, yeah, people who are jiu-jitsu practitioners in other gyms, John's a purple belt. Look out for him.
You probably won't remember the name, though, because there's no social media.
Yeah, just
Watch out for a guy that's
the nameless assassin.
the name. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a good
the,
one.
the nameless and faceless. Who is John? No one.
It's like,
Do you watch Game of Thrones?
no, I don't.
Oh,
watch Game of
dude,
Thrones.
you wouldn't
I watch
get
Rick
that.
and Morty, bro.
You wouldn't-
Do I look like a guy who watches Game of Thrones?
Actually, everyone looks like a guy who watched Game of Thrones because everyone should watch Game of Thrones because
Oh
Game
my
of Thrones
God,
is
we're not,
awesome.
We're not having this argument,
Bro,
If I wanted to watch,
You didn't know
if I
me
wanted to
when I
watch
changed my
dungeon
name.
porn, I'd probably just go to some weird website.
You didn't. No. Game of Thrones has the best dungeon porn. Now, you didn't know me when I changed my name on Facebook to Jon Snow for 4 months. I would call people on the phone and they'd be like, "Why is Jon Snow calling me? Who are you?" I'd be like, "It's me, dude." And they'd be like, "Change your name back to Jesse on Facebook, dude. What the heck?"
It's like, who is this man, Jon Snow?
Jon Snow. Even my own mom
Jon
was asking me
Snow.
who Jon Snow was.
Jon Snow is a really good actor.
Kit Harington, whose grandfather invented the toilet.
Oh my, what a great old chap.
Yep. Well, we are approaching our limit here, brother. Do you have any shout outs for sponsors and
All
things
right.
like that you want to throw up?
I'm gonna do the usual. Check it out. King's Kimonos, best gi and kimono product, jiu-jitsu gear on the planet.
I will second that. And Kings, if you're looking for a white belt on your team, all I want is 2 gis a year. That's it.
For sure. Lazy Lover Jiu-Jitsu, best clothing because they listen. When I say best, it means I love them. I love Lazy Lover. They've been so good to me. I love Kings. They've been so good to me. Chofet Cryo, awesome. Lazy Lover is actually based in Portland, Oregon, and I might be able to see them hopefully at Submission
Yeah,
Underground.
that'd be
It's pretty cool. And I'll be representing you guys. I mean, I'm wearing an airplane belt. This belt buckle comes off like that, bro. It's an airplane.
tight.
It's an airplane belt buckle. It's so sick. And then lastly, Muscle Farm. I'm not currently sponsored by them, but I did get the prize, and I'm using their products, and I really would very much like to be sponsored by them. It's like it's a very it's a big goal of mine is to get sponsored by them, and I think it'd be so much fun. And that's it. That's all my shout outs. You can follow them on Instagram.
And
It's
of
pretty
course,
much all King's
and
Kimonos.
of course,
And of course, Andre Luiz Vale de Maracaba, meu professor, obrigado pelo apoio. Obrigado para todo. I don't know how to say thanks for everything, but valeu pelo treino, obrigado.
all right, Planet Earth.
All right.
I've got Jesse Smith and Jake Watson here coming at you with some jiu-jitsu wisdom, mostly imparted on you from Jake.
Mostly.
I
Doing
know,
my best.
I know where I stand. I'm a student, and I'm learning eagerly, but still have a lot to learn. Thank you for checking us out today. As always, be excellent to each other.
all day, every day.